a group that does a lot of killings is a group that gets the attention of the what are those guys called?
Spirit wardens?
Yes, the wardens. And a group that gets the eye of the wardens often or at all really is a group that gets the attention of the blue coats very quickly. And if you have the attention of the blue coats, well, it's only a matter of time to whether you're beaten within an inch of your life or shipped away.
Dirty the place up a little bit.
My
Thanks
favorite
for the
Friday
resub,
activity.
Catfish.
Well, sometimes you have to make sacrifices.
I vote we sacrifice you.
Okay, I'm fine with it.
Okay.
Long as
That's
everybody's
the discussion.
yeah, we're getting consent here. We're just doing consent checks.
Yeah, of course. I have to consensually sacrifice Mopsy to the old gods. Or Doc
All right.
Holly.
Social post is out
Okie dokie.
on both platforms.
Let me go do that.
Should we use the project open? Did you update the command to have the link tree?
I did not.
Oh.
Why not? Well, to be fair, we never talked about it, so.
Yeah, we never talked about it.
I'm telling.
It's still just a link to the Discord, so that's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
I
We should do
can,
that at some point.
yeah, at some point.
Not a priority. I just thought of it. What the fuck is that? Oh. Well. So, is mayonnaise a cantrip? We're gonna find out next weekend.
We are.
It's true. So I didn't get a chance to download that book, and there may not be any left. But I remember one of the choices was several familiars in a jacket.
Yeah, 2d6 familiars in a trench coat.
So I kind of am really interested in that because I have a neat idea for that.
Okay.
Do you want me to pitch it, or you want me to hear what it is?
No spoilers.
Okay. I'll talk to you about it at some point, but at the very least, that part. Like, I'm interested in that.
Yeah. I think there's actually still some community copies available.
I'll give it a look and see if I can grab it.
I mean, Gil put it in the chat, so
Yeah,
I know that. I went and grabbed it immediately.
yeah. I'm because of all the heat, I'm limiting the amount of time my PC is on because it just really pumps out a lot of warmth.
That's valid.
Which is fine in the winter, Hey, why do you need a space heater? You could just turn on a really resource-heavy game,
You can play Cyberpunk.
Yeah, just pop an old Cyberpunk and put your tootsies by the PC. Mine's nowhere even near the floor, but you get what I mean.
No, I get you.
I get what you're putting down.
I'm smelling
Yeah.
what you're stepping in.
I've never heard that version before. That's a fun one.
It's my favorite version. It's the one I use all the time.
Which one?
I'm smelling what you're stepping in.
Yeah,
That's a fun one. I like that one.
yeah. I've said I'm smelling what you're shitting.
Oh God.
I hate that one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because you could say like I'm smelling what you're cooking, kind of thing. But
Only
that
The
one's
Rock
just-
can do that.
Oh, right. You know what? No. He cooks and then you smell it.
Oh, that's right. The Rock cooks and you smell it. That's right.
Yeah. And then he whines like a baby about how many times he gets punched or gets to punch or is punched in a movie.
Dude, the worst thing about The Rock now is that he has a no lose clause in all of the movies he's in.
Yeah.
That's like the
Him
worst
and-
fucking thing.
It's so dumb. There's no stakes. So like it's him and Vin Diesel and Jason Statham.
Wait, they all have those?
They all have very similar things. So it ended up with like situations where they had to count the number of punches that each one was giving and receiving in fight scenes involving them. So to make sure that no one was quote unquote winning over the other one.
I see.
It's so like fragile and dumb and baby.
I hate that.
May I make a statement upon that?
I want a no-win clause.
That's loser behavior.
It is. You know what? Very well observed. It is very much loser
Like, they don't
behavior.
want to lose so much that they're going that far. Bestie, that's loser behavior.
Yep. That is.
You're
that is
beating
some,
them to the punch.
That is
the
some
limited
bitch
amount
made
of
with
punches they
bitch made
have.
behavior right there.
Absolutely. And on that note, good evening, Swamp Kids. And
Good
welcome
evening.
to part 2 of our new Blades in the Dark campaign, Strangers in Paradise.
Woo!
Yeah.
Hell yeah. A couple quick announcements before we get everything rocking and rolling. Next weekend, I will be running a game of Definitely Wizards, which is a small indie, kind of zine-sized tabletop game where people try to pretend to be wizards so they can get good paying wizard jobs.
Yay!
That's going to be chaotic. It'll be a good time. And then I believe, what is it? The 17th. The 17th is going to be, I think that's when we agreed for part 2, the next part of Pathfinder campaign. The Ring of Auroran.
I think so.
Yeah. So that's going to be part 13 of that campaign. Lucky 13. Saturday the 24th, I'm going to be running a Kids on Bikes one-shot. And then on the 31st, I will actually be hosting a community night in Project Open Table. If you're in Project Open Table already, there is a post in the announcements channel that you can vote on what the event's going to be. And if you're not in Project Open Table yet, what are you doing? Come join us. We have a lot of fun there. Play tabletop games, and we get into some silly community night stuff. And we share pictures of Warhammer 40k models that we're building.
Busy.
That's been a theme lately, hasn't it?
Oh, Grid's all over that.
Yeah. He definitely is.
Yeah.
But tonight, like I said, we are playing Blades in the Dark, and I would like to welcome back my players. First off, we have Mopsy.
Awesome.
Hi.
There we go.
There it is. Fantastic. Next, we have HighVoltageCatfish.
Hello. Are we full reintroductions, or are we just we'll save the plugs for later?
You can save the plugs for later if you'd like.
Yeah, there we go. We'll save the plugs for later.
Perfect. StupidPunkThing. Ace.
Hi, I'm StupidPunkThing. You can call me Ace, and I am a miserable, horrifying, nasty creature.
There you go.
Can confirm.
Okay.
Thank you. I tried.
And then last but not least, TVHEADD.
What it do?
Perfect. All right. Let's go ahead and kick ourselves over to the tabletop screen, and we'll recap.
Let's do it.
Oh man, while we're kicking ourselves over, I totally got into sake recently, like in a big way, and
Hell yeah.
it's been lovely because it turns out drinking bourbon during heat waves is a fucking miserable experience.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Drinking cold sake though. Like traditionalist purists will try to say it has to be hot, but honestly, the locals drink it cold too.
Yeah, 'cause it's also hot and muggy and miserable in most of Japan most of the year.
Yeah, they don't want to drink a hot drink. You know
Yeah,
what I
what the
mean?
fuck?
Like, want something cold.
Anyhow, sorry. Let's
You're
continue.
totally fine.
No, yeah.
I was just getting my recap ready. So, last session, the debut session, we got to meet our scoundrels. Back alley doctor named Doc, who goes by Doc Holly. A educated arsonist that goes by Spark.
Yeah.
A retired military sniper who goes by the code name of Morrigan.
Yeah.
And then finally, the con man mastermind that is Faust.
He sucks.
We got to meet them, and they got to take their first job from none other than the people that they are paying to operate, allow them to operate in Night Market, which would be the Wraiths. The Wraiths had propositioned them to go into the Red Sash Sword Academy, which is the headquarters for the Red Sashes, and steal their war treasury, worth about a good solid, I think it was 12 coin, and the strangers would be able to keep 4 of that for themselves. After doing some poking and prodding around with some rather unfortunate gather information rolls, we began the scene, and oh boy, did things go in directions. Holly posed as a physician looking for work and managed to secure a meeting with the leader of the Red Sashes. Spark went in underground through the canals and at first staged like there was going to be a lamp black attack. But then once she finally got in, she decided, fuck it, I'm the lamp blacks now, and just started smoke bombing the place. Morrigan and Faust, who began their part of the score up on the rooftops, dodged a few people making their way up and down the stairwell before finally arriving to the apartment of the Red Sashes leader, where they found the vault that has all of their the war treasury. And as we were leaving, everybody had gotten in position to potentially blow the safe and get the money out as soon as possible. And that's where we're picking right back up. So, the way that I understand it is that we have Morrigan and Spark actually at the safe. We have Faust, who has positioned himself on the stairway leading up onto the roof of the Red Sash Sword Academy. And Doc Holly has made their way right back out the front door. And I think you said something about looping back around so you can catch the money as they throw it.
Yeah.
I believe that was the truth.
Yeah, like you know where the rendezvous point is going to be, so you're kind of just making your way around.
Yeah. So let's just get right back into the action there. Morrigan and Spark.
Oh, point of order real quick.
Absolutely.
I had mentioned before, I want to make sure that like as Spark is coming in and I'm like, perfect timing, I want to grab the unconscious guy that Morrigan knocked out.
Yep.
On my way up to the place. And I'm like I have to make sure I take him, and then I imagine there's some sort of like the two of them looking at me like, but why though, kind of. and then he's just like there's a pause, and then like thinking he's just like, I need a counterweight. And then
okay.
Yeah. Because he can't just explain it like it's consistently been like he can't just explain things in terms of that's like what you do, like you should do that. It's always in terms of like what's the best for us kind of thing. So he's just like, I need a counterweight.
Just pure utility.
Yeah.
All right. So now that everybody has shifted around and moved their sleeping people, let's go for it. Spark, you are standing in front of this vault. You have removed the painting, and it was I believe it was you who disarmed the trap that was connected to it.
I did it.
Oh no, yes. Sorry, my apologies. Morrigan.
I'm the one who saw it. Yeah, I saw it and disarmed it.
Yeah. All right. So, Spark, what are you doing?
All right, perfect. Let's see. So we don't have a lot of time because I might have gotten spotted downstairs. So how about we just blow this open? Quick and dirty. I mean, the place might end up getting burned down anyhow, so it's not like there's going to be any evidence. So I guess that would be a tinker, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
I'm gonna click on demolition tools. For
there you go.
What's up?
Boom, and we're just gonna go ahead and we're investigating the various mechanisms going on here. It's like, oh yeah, this is one of those, like, it's kind of like a master lock that can be just opened by slapping it with another master lock, so we can just do a little bit of a concussive force and it should just knock everything just right. What's my position?
I think you're a risky position for greater effect.
All right.
Can I quickly say I am not in the actual room? I feel like
That's a
getting
very
blown
good thing
up.
to say. That's a very good thing to
I'm
say.
out like at the door outside, ready to shoot a motherfucker if I have to.
And away from whatever Spark is doing.
Literally, it's like you do that, and then she just walks out.
All right, partial success. Let's see. All right, here's how I'm gonna run this one. So yeah, your bomb goes off, but as you're running away, you may have set the timer maybe a little bit incorrectly, or maybe there was some sort of minor flaw to where the bomb blows up early.
Yeah, before I'm around the corner.
Before you're around the corner. So I'm just going to give you the level 1 harm of dazed.
Okay.
Someone just got a concussion.
Just a little slightly concussed.
Mop!
Yes.
Mop!
Mop. Mop. Yeah.
We need a doctor.
There it is. Mop.
Mop!
It's that Archer scene all over again. But yeah,
Yeah.
so the safe does blow open though. It is successful, and you now have access to the war treasury.
Outstanding.
Perfect. Is the harm something I do on my character sheet?
So whenever you take harm, you are going to go to where those little blood drops are to the left of your profile icon.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. You'll click on that, and then in one of the spots, I think I just said like dazed. Or concussed. Yeah.
Dazed.
Yep.
All right.
Fantastic. All right. So yes, the safe is now blown open. You now have access to the monies.
Okay, well then, let's start just clearing this boy out. Is there, other than the monies, is there anything of note?
I was going to ask, can I survey it really quickly to make sure there's not another trap in it?
If you would like to, yes.
I would like to do that. Just from a quick look sort of thing. So, position and effect, is it risky standard
Risky standard, yeah.
Call. Oh, well, I don't see shit.
Yeah, that's how I'm gonna rule it. You don't notice anything.
Okay. Well, after you.
All right, cool, awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna, while swiping money into like a burlap sack with like a dollar sign on it. Gonna see if there's anything else of note or interest. In this vault.
In the vault, it's literally just money. You assume that if there's other money, it's hidden elsewhere. But this is definitely where they keep their war treasury.
Gotcha. And so this looks like about 12 coin worth of.
Yeah. This is all of it. Yeah.
Yeah, this is what we're here for, essentially.
Like, oof,
Okay.
okay. So Spark has the monies.
Yeah, so you start shoveling the money into the bags, and as one bag fills up, I think you guys were talking about this last session, you guys kind of form like a chain where maybe Spark passes it off to Morrigan, Morrigan passes it off to Faust, and then Faust sends it to the streets below where Doc Holly's waiting.
Yeah. So what I'd like to do is I essentially put this guy that I have in the climbing rigging, some climbing rigging, and I kind of truss up his arms a little so he doesn't hurt himself while like this. But he's a counterweight, so I can send the stuff up and down very quickly.
I didn't realize that's what you meant.
Yeah.
This poor man. You're gonna wake him up.
For that, or if that's a bad idea, I can just throw it off the side. It's not a big deal. I'm just worried about like, what if one busts and then like money goes everywhere? That's
fair. I'm down. Do what you want. I wasn't ready for that.
But in order to make it good, I'm gonna put a whole two on my inventory for climbing gear.
Okay.
Also, is there anything we would have to take to like gag him so he doesn't scream if he somehow wakes up?
Yeah, that's an easy do. You just,
Yeah, it's
you know,
easy.
put a
I don't think we
grab.
would
He's
have
probably got a
to-
handkerchief on him. Like that's a common thing people carry on themselves.
Jiggle around
All
a
right,
little bit.
yeah, so you guys using this very efficient system of getting the money out and onto the roof, Faust, you hold on to some of the money yourself, and then how much did you say you was holding on to?
Huh?
Did you say you were holding on to some of the money?
I mean, so like each character can carry 4 maximum.
Mhm.
But we're keeping out of the coin that we're doing tonight.
4.
4.
We're keeping 4, right, for the crew.
Mhm.
So that's 1 apiece, so we can like just, I guess, each have a bag of money apiece, and then when we do the escape, some of us can have more on us so that we can go directly to the. Well, I mean, maybe not directly, but like eventually get around to the place we got to drop it off.
Yeah.
It's more inconspicuous if we're all carrying, you know, a quarter of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with that, you guys successfully get all the money onto the streets. But now the question is, how are you guys getting down?
The guy with
how
the
did you
counterweight.
get- Quick question. I forgot
I
again. Poor man.
I mean,
Yeah.
You're not
Listen-
wrong. But oh
Well,
my god.
you guys, you all, I see there's a very ingenious system. I didn't know you had so much of an engineering background, Asher. That's very clever. You guys might want to go ahead. There's still a little something I need to do here, but I'll follow down in short order.
All my character says is, I mean, don't die in the building and let the guy down when you get out.
Yeah, more. That's yeah, sure.
I mean, like he's gonna say it, and if they don't do it, that's like, you know, not honoring the contract. You know, like he's just gonna say it and like trust that they're gonna do it because you have to trust your team. Like
Can
he's just
we-
like, okay, like.
Can we really quickly make sure that only that Spark only has 1 coin worth of stuff, just in case? If
Oh
you
yeah,
fucking
of the
die?
distribution. Like yeah, we could
Oh,
do
yes.
that totally.
Oh yeah, no.
We could be
Yeah, I
carrying
was
4
like-
each, and then
Yeah,
as we walk off.
yeah. Let's say I think we should not trust the one who's definitely going to set a building on fire with money.
Sure, fine. I mean, yeah, no, that's good.
yeah.
You know, I believe they were pretty clear about, you know, it would look good on our resume if
Yeah.
this building wasn't here anymore. So
Fair enough.
All right. So Faust and Morgan, are you guys taking the you taking the rappel way down?
I mean, that's how I'm gonna go. And it kind of works out though. Like in my head, when I thought of that, I was like, that's actually pretty sick because I was like, this building's gonna be burning from the bottom up. I was like, how are we gonna, you know, can't use the stairs? And I was like, got it. The dude is a counterweight now. And so, like, as he's on the floor, we can leave him, and that leaves the rope like there. And whoever is the last person just grabs the rope, rappels down, and then when you slowly let the rope go, you know, you can lower the guy to the bottom, and he's not gonna be in a burning building when we leave this place.
Fair enough. Quick question, actually. How
Yeah.
did we get on the roof in the first place?
In the first
Direct up.
place, yada yada.
Well, I'm asking
did-
because
I mean, like,
that
I
might
don't-
also be a good escape route.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah, because when you guys did your engagement rolls, you guys got a 6, which is controlled. So you guys basically had already cleared that hurdle and gotten onto the roof.
Could I
Right.
just take that way out as well?
Yeah. How would you guys say
Uh,
you got onto the roof? Not that it matters because you guys, you know, were
We
able
did
to
it, but-
successfully do it. So it would be just, you know, it would be just as valid to be able to use that as a way out.
I
we
was
could have
assuming
like.
it-
Oh, go ahead. Go.
I was gonna assume, at least for me, it was probably some kind of acrobatic feat of like going over rooftops, like a prow roll. I would envision for me specifically. I don't know about you.
We've got the surf rigging. It was probably a zip line of some kind, right?
That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah, like kind of a combination of what y'all are saying. Like, is we kind of like jumped onto a neighboring roof and then just sort of zip lined over. But it's like you can't. If it was that, it's harder to zip line out of that because that works on gravity. So we would have gone down to get in, and then we have to like go further down to get out.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys, the Morrigan and Faust, you guys take your way down the side of the building, where you meet up with Doc Holly. Spark, what are you up to?
So Spark, after having passed along the last of the coin, you know, we're in this main room where the war chest was, and we have this entire bandolier of chemicals, specifically fire oil.
Oh God.
We're gonna pop a couple of them open, start walking, and then, you know, kind of strike a little bit of a T-pose as we're walking and just invert our hands. And we are just leaving a nice little trail behind us as we walk down out of the room, down the hallway.
So I will say this about fire oil, just to keep it in the honesty of the lore. Fire oil ignites the second it comes in contact with air.
Oh, that's even better. Okay.
A lot of oils act like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No,
that makes sense.
That is good to know. So instead, we're going to get to the doorway, and then we're just going to take one bottle, and we're just going to chuck it as hard as we can into the room, and we're going to close the door and let that be a later problem. And then we're going to walk down the hallway, and we're going to get to the next doorway. It's like, okay, you know what? We're just going to kind of bowl this next bottle down the stairs as we walk up the stairs.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Yeah. Roll it on down.
So more arson. Fantastic.
More arson. Yes.
Arson,
This is feeling
arson.
really, really good.
All right. And so as
Like
the
a
fires
lion.
begin to roar in the upper levels of the Red Sash Sword Academy, do you also take the sleeping guy rappel line?
Yeah, and I'm kind of tying myself in. I'm like, okay, yeah, no, this is I see what he's saying here. I think with a little bit of momentum, I can basically get down. He probably weighs more than me, but like, we're just gonna let momentum be on our side, velocity, add to our mass a little bit here. He's gonna go up, and what we're gonna do is when we get to the bottom, it's like, ooh, so this is gonna yank me up like really quick soon. I better just disconnect from this as soon as I hit the ground.
Oh shit.
Just launch this man back into the fire.
Well, because right now he's pulled all the way up where the fire is.
Oh no, he's just gonna fall all the way down.
He's gonna fall all the way down. I don't really have a way to stop this.
No, there's enough rope. You just let him down slowly, like.
Oh, is there enough rope? Oh, okay.
There should be, yeah. You just put it. If you put enough rope at the end of it, then you have enough rope to be holding it when you're at the bottom.
At least just like lessen it as much as you can for Faust's sake, dear Christ.
So, okay,
Yeah,
I
mean, but again, I don't want to step all over your decisions.
here's the thing.
Like, if that's what you want to.
He did say very directly that the guy should live. So
I feel like this is malicious compliance. Right.
What we're going to do is, I'm already kind of a little bit burnt up anyhow. I don't want to like further burn my hands trying to slow him down. I'm just going to kind of like step on some of the rope that's moving, just kind of try to slow it down as best I can with my body weight as he falls down.
Okay.
But I'll say she's not trying very hard.
All All right. Well, in that instance, would you like to, on the left-hand side of Foundry, there's a button that has a couple dice for a dice roll?
Yes.
Can you make a fortune roll?
Okay. How many dice?
Just the one.
1D.
Mm-hmm.
Hey!
Oh
Wow!
my god!
All
You're
right.
apparently very good at this.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's very good because you, despite you not trying very hard, you still managed to lower the sleeping guy down onto the ground without causing any further injury.
Nice.
That could have went a very different way had you rolled differently.
Oh, damn it. Okay. Deirdre disconnects herself and looks up at the building, smoke pouring out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Grabs the guy by the ankle and drags him, slightly away from the building. And then goes to make her way towards the rendezvous point.
I don't know why. I just imagine Spark has some of those round spectacles that are very reflective, and just seeing the flames and reflected in them.
Goggles.
Yeah, as they're just very happy about what they're doing.
Yeah, no, she's definitely gonna make sure to maybe take a nice little look, in a day or two, just see how everybody looks after this is done.
Yeah, so you guys have all reconnected. Are you guys ready to get the fuck out of here?
Let's get the fuck out of Dodge.
Yeah, let's we gotta go drop this off.
Yeah. So
Walk, parry, dodge.
So you guys disappear down the streets. You make your way back into 6 Towers. You make the drop right off of the Rowan Bridge into the Soulwater Canal. And you pocket what you need to, and then you guys would make your way back to your hideout. And that is going to complete the score.
We really were at the very end.
I told you guys you were at the very end.
Yeah, we were so close.
That's the end of the session, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye-bye.
No.
So, now we get to the next phase of the game, which is going to be our downtime, our payoff, and everything else. So, let's go ahead and do our payoff. You guys get your 4 coin that you were promised. You guys, if you would like to, you can each click one of the boxes in your coin section of your character sheet. And then
Coin section? Oh, just click it once?
Yeah, just click one of the boxes. Should light up.
And we should clear our load, right?
Yes, clear your load. I'm going to open up your guys's sheets here. And then we are going to get into the rest of the payoff. So, in addition to coin, when you complete a score, you guys are going to also get rep. As you see, you have I believe it's 9 boxes of rep.
Where is that?
Or no, it's in your gang character sheet. You guys should have access to it, but I have it put up on the screen. And I was wrong. You have 9 boxes in heat, and we'll get to that in a second.
Oh, sure. No pun intended.
So for your rep, you guys get 2 by default. I'm going to move this into a different window so I can actually read and click things. So you guys get 2 rep by default. And if the target of the score is a higher tier than you, you get an extra rep per tier. You guys are tier 0, and the Red Sashes are tier 2, so you guys will get 2 more rep for that.
So 4. Do we all individually click it, or is it one person?
I'm filling out the sheet for you guys.
Awesome.
Dr. Bristles redeemed a dad joke.
Oh yes, I will get that dad joke at the intermission, just so we can keep the game rolling. But I appreciate you. Thank you. You guys got your rep. You guys got your coin. Now let's talk about heat.
Oh boy.
So, anything that you do might be witnessed, and there's always evidence left behind. And to reflect this, you guys will acquire heat as you guys commit your crimes. So after a score or a conflict with an opponent, your crew takes heat according to the nature of the operation. So if it was smooth and quiet with low exposure, you take 0 heat, which,
No.
let's be real, no.
No.
If it was contained with standard exposure, you take 2 heat.
No.
Well,
Like we burned the building down.
yes,
but like
but
witnesses, like
very few witnesses, and the ones that did witness think it may have been their rivals. As far as we're aware, they thought that.
We'll loop
What's
back.
the next tier?
I'll read the last 2. So loud and chaotic, high exposure, you'll get 4 heat. And if it's wild, devastating exposure, you get 6 heat. I think you guys are somewhere in between 2 and 4.
I was going to say the third one was what the one it seemed like. But
no. But also this isn't like the only things that I can mark down. If I felt like it was somewhere between the contained standard exposure and loud and chaotic high exposure, I could give you guys 3 heat.
Okay. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah. It's just more or less what I think how this went down, and I think 3 heat is perfectly acceptable, if not a little bit generous.
Okay.
Considering a build, you guys did torch a building, which could be
that part was great.
Yeah.
I mean, that was like Wait, well, we were supposed to just steal, so we stole but made it look like an accident.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to assign you guys 3 heat.
That's fair. I'll take that.
And when you guys if you guys heat level ever reaches 9, you'll gain a wanted level. Ooh. And the only way that you can get rid of a wanted level is if one of you guys goes to jail.
Or potentially, but more complicated, set someone else up as a fall guy.
That's also a possibility, but again,
very complicated.
Very complicated.
Don't need to worry about that right now.
We do not.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead, and before we get into the entanglements portion, let's do some XP. Let's get you guys some XP. We're gonna start with the crew as a whole, and then we'll just go down the line here in the strangers folder.
And where do we mark our XP?
On our character sheet.
So when we get to your character sheet, you can mark it either in your playbook or on one of your attributes.
Okay.
But we'll handle that when we get to the individual XP. Crew XP, at the end of the session, or in this case score, for each item below, mark 1 XP, or instead marks 2 if the item occurred multiple times. So, did you guys execute a successful espionage, sabotage, or theft operation?
It was a theft operation.
And we successfully stole it.
We got the monies.
Yeah, so I would say, you guys as a crew would get 1 XP. Did you contend with challenges above your current station? I would agree that you did, because you guys took on a tier 2 faction as a tier 0 crew.
Yeah.
So I think so you guys get an XP for that. Did you guys bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one?
Possibly.
It's certainly higher than it was before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's that nature of punching up, right?
Yes. Holly started her own new side crew. Beside hose people.
Oh, okay.
I would say you did, because your guys' current crew reputation is strange. And you guys definitely handled this in a way that is not strange. So I'll give you an XP for that. And did you express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew? I think you guys absolutely did.
Yeah.
So you
and
guys...
they said...
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No,
it mentioned if it happens multiple times. How do we know if it's one that we can mark multiple times?
Well, like for example, for like the express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature, is there like did you guys express a goal and the essential nature or the drive, or in that instance we can mark multiple.
Not killing the sleeping guy seemed like a goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a little bit of conflict, like, trying to...
I was about to say, it was also conflict, because we're not exactly all on the same page about killing the guy. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, y'all really are just life is cheap kind of a crew, and my guy is trying very hard to express to you that like no, that attracts the wrong kind of attention. You don't want to do that. Like he's very much like
we're
we have
criminals.
to be professional. Like
Yeah. So I think you guys definitely get at least 1 XP for that alone.
Yeah.
the passion or like the necessity of it is like, you know, we're really trying to prove ourselves as you know, we're kind of getting our names out there, so we have to kind of the heat was on to do this job correctly, or else it would be a bad reputation from the rip.
I'll say also for the bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one. I think it is kind of notable that we burned down a building during this.
Yeah.
Like that might be like a signature mark. Like that's probably not been
Like
done.
we didn't just steal their
anytime
war
recently.
chests, we set them back to the Stone Age for a while.
Yeah, we literally burned. Well, we haven't seen the end result, but I'm assuming most likely did a considerable amount of arson.
Yeah. So
and I think that's pretty notable.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say for the last note of Express Goals drives, I'm gonna give you guys 2 XP for that.
Nice.
So you guys are halfway to leveling up as a crew.
Okay.
Outstanding.
All right. So now let's go
Uh,
ahead and go down the list of our crew here. We'll start with Asher.
Okay. I don't remember if I rolled any desperate. I don't think I rolled
I don't
any
think you
desperate
did.
though.
I think we marked it as we went along for the desperate. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I have one in insight. So
All right.
Yeah, we did mark it as we went. So you didn't roll any desperate actions. So no XP for those. And then kind of same with the crew. We're going to do your list now. You addressed a challenge with calculation or conspiracy.
I feel like I feel like I did that multiple times. May I mark 2 XP for that?
Oh, I absolutely agree that you did it multiple times. So yeah, you can put it in either one of the attributes or the special abilities, where that little mark next to your special abilities. That's how you level up your playbook. You can split in between. It's however you want to dole them out.
Okay. I'm going to get the full number and then I'll decide where to plop them.
Okay. You expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background.
I believe I did that multiple times as well, where it was a combination of like his background as a career criminal growing up in these streets, and also his drive to be a professional and like not wantonly kill people, kind of like really being like, no guys, for real, like kind of like.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Go ahead and mark 2 more experience for that. And then finally, you struggled with issues from your vice traumas during the session. I don't think you did, because you don't have any traumas, and you haven't had to deal with your vice during this.
I don't have any, because traumas are actual like things you earn, and my vice is, you know, smoking tobacco, which I did. He did that. I don't think during the caper at all. But I did have him doing that, like while talking to people and doing other stuff. But
right, I don't think you struggled with it though. Like
I didn't struggle with it, no.
and you were starting to go like a little, like, you know what I mean, like nicotine with
right.
So no XP there. So there you go. You get 4 XP for this score. You can dole those out any way you see fit.
Right
on. Next, we'll move to Deirdre Gray, Spark.
Oh man.
You had rolled 2 desperate actions using prowess, which I believe both might have come from wrecking stuff.
Yes, it was wreck for the thermite over the shoulder and wreck for the kick open the door and the smoke bomb.
Right.
Nice.
So you got your XP for those, and then we'll go down your list. You addressed a challenge with technical skill or mayhem. 2 XP easily.
No argument, man.
No arguments.
So where does that XP go? That goes under leech? Or?
So you can put it in the bar that's under leech, or you can put them in the bars for your attributes. You can split them however you want.
So that is so far 4 points. I'll figure that out in a second. Though the prowess points can only go to prowess.
Yeah. So you
Okay.
have 2 that you can put anywhere right now. Because you earned the 2 prowess points during the session.
Oh, that's why
Gotcha.
it's divvied up like that, because you can earn it for specific attributes
Mhm.
as you get them.
Absolutely. So yeah, 2 so far. You express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background.
So in terms of heritage, I took advantage of the fact that these were Eruvians
Correct.
to trick them. And in terms of beliefs, she was down for the fire, man.
Absolutely. Yeah, I
You know,
agree.
that was optional, and she was like, "No, it's not."
Yeah. No, you're 2 more XP for that, so you're up to 4. And then you struggled with issues from your vice or traumas during the session.
I don't think I struggled.
I don't think you struggled either. So
No, you certainly embraced them.
Embraced it.
If you had refrained from it, if you had refrained, it would have been, instead of from you would have taken the one you would have gotten from the other one, and you would have put it in that one instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you now also have 4 XP that you can dole out anywhere you want.
Nice.
And then I'll leave you to make those decisions as we move to Maddy Sharpe, aka Doc Holly. Doc Holly had quite a few desperate roles.
For me, everyone.
So let's go down your list. You addressed a challenge with technical skill or mayhem. I would agree that you did, especially with you patching up that one guy who came in came in for a training accident.
Yeah.
I think that might have been the only time though.
Yeah, probably. I will be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember anything that happened. It's all a fucking blur. I have the worst short-term memory.
You're totally fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think like the only other one would have been the syringe, and even then, I don't think that's like enough to really like warrant a point.
Right.
Especially because you failed.
So yeah, so that's 1 XP for Doc Holly so far. You expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I definitely think you get at least 1 for that, because the whole point of you walking through the front door was the ruse of looking for work as a physician.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely believe you got 1 there. Was there another time that you think you would have expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background? Or if anybody...
I mean, I don't know. I always thought helping that stupid guy, because to be entirely honest, if it was me, I would have said, "Oh no, too bad, he's dying." But it's like, even because he's, the enemy, but I still helped him anyway, and I
That damn
tried.
Hippocratic oath.
I tried. I was like, I could very easily not try, but I tried.
Yeah. So I think you working your background to not only get in, but then using your back alley doctor kind of like, I'll help anybody kind of thing.
Just this once.
Just this once. You still did it though, so I'm going to give you 2 XP for that spot. So you're up to 3. You struggled with issues from your vice traumas during the session. I think everybody's going to get 0 in this, personally. Because you guys haven't like had any vices to really struggle with.
Yeah, that seems reasonable for a first score, right?
Yeah, for a first score, I think nobody gets any XP from those. So, so you have 3 XP that you can divvy out. And then finally, Morrigan.
Hello.
Morrigan had a desperate action in the insight category, so you got your XP for that.
I don't even remember what it was, to be honest.
I
think was it the shooting the guy?
I think it was shooting the guy with the crossbow,
right? And then I pushed myself. So.
Yep. All right. You addressed a challenge with tracking or violence.
So, tracking wise, I don't know if this would count necessarily as tracking, but like the save, like disarming the trap. I don't know if that would be tracking, but like that's really like the only thing
I think that's more technical.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think it is. I don't think I really did any tracking or violence. I really wasn't given the opportunity
Well, you
to.
did shoot that guy.
Yeah, you did shoot that guy for sure.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So
You did,
I'll-
some
I'll-
surve-
my
you did
weapon
that
of choice,
surveillance
but-
where you what's it called? Dropped your spyglass.
That's a fail.
Um,
I attempted to address the challenge.
yeah, there it is. So you're going to get 1 XP for that.
Okay.
And then you exposed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background.
I guess maybe like I don't think I really did. I think like the closest would be like shooting the crossbow again with like the military background, but not really.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't. It just means I can shoot a thing. So I don't think I really did.
Right.
I definitely didn't struggle with issues from my voice. There were no children involved, so
Correct. So yeah, so you get 1 XP to add to wherever you would like.
I already added it.
Perfect. All right, now that we've handled the XP, let's get to the entanglement.
What do we
So,
look at that at?
so what this means is that basically once heat has been determined, depending on how much heat you gathered, I have to roll from a table, and then something unfavorable is going to happen.
Quick question, or quick thing,
Yes.
Gil. We still have the jig is up as a timer,
Yes, let me get rid of that.
just so you know.
Thank you for reminding me.
Anytime.
We might have the Jiggas Up timer for later. I don't know.
We'll make that if we get there.
Wait, I'm sorry. How much XP? I got 4 XP, right?
You got 3.
3?
Yeah.
You got 3, and then whatever you got from your desperate actions, in which you had a lot of.
Yeah, your desperate actions have already been marked for that XP, but
Yeah.
the 3 XP that you just got, you can put in any of those XP trackers for your attributes, or you can put it underneath where it says leech. And if you fill that up, that you'll be able to get a new special ability.
Okay.
I literally got 2 XP from that entire thing. Damn.
So yeah, back to the entanglements. Since I gave you guys 3 heat, that puts you at the upper register of the first table. So even if you roll something pretty bad, it's not going to be terrible. 1 through 3 means gang trouble or the usual suspects. 4 or 5 means rivals or unquiet dead. And a 6 means cooperation. And we'll figure out what those mean once I roll it. So we're going to do, I think it's just 1 die. Yeah, it's just 1 die. Fortune roll for entanglement. Here we go. You guys get a 3. So, 2 entanglements. I said it was either gang trouble or a usual suspect. I think I'm going to, since the GM has to make the call on this one, I think I'm going to say the usual suspects, which means the blue coats are going to grab somebody in the periphery of your crew. So like one of your guys' friends, maybe, that's marked on your character sheet. And they're just going to talk to him a little bit. They're going to give him some questioning. So what's going to happen from here is we should just, let me look at some of your guys' character sheet. Okay. Here's a good one. I'm going to say it's August, the Master Architect.
Oh, no.
That Asher knows.
Oh, no.
So the blue coats catch up with him, and they're going to try to question him. So I'm going to make a fortune roll to find out if they resist questioning. It's either going to be a 1, if on a 1 through a 3, you guys are going to gain 2 more heat. If I roll a 4 or a 5, that NPC is going to suffer a level 2 harm. If it's a 6, then nothing bad comes from it, or you guys can avoid this roll entirely by paying off the blue coats with a coin. So I'll let you guys decide whether or not you want to pay off the blue coats or see what happens.
Yeah, it's a little coin to start with.
So we each got a coin ourselves, right?
Yes.
Like, so I was gonna say, I didn't know if there was like a stash for the place specifically. I was wondering where the coin's gonna come from, essentially.
So,
go ahead.
Yeah, it would have to be one of us to donate it. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm not donating it, so I'm just saying that now.
I'll say they ain't getting my hard-earned money.
I feel like they'll do okay, but yeah, I think we have to risk it just because the coin we have, we kind of need for like crew stuff to start like accumulating money.
Yeah.
I really don't want to let them sit and twist on it though. But yeah, I guess we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, I guess I trust your friends, Asher.
All right.
Oh man.
So,
I
let's
do
see if
as
there's any
well.
special rules here with rolling. I think it's just a 1D again. Let's see. What was that fella's name again? August?
Yeah.
Resist blue coat questioning. A 5.
Hey!
Well, a 5 means that they're going to suffer a level 2 harm.
Oh,
Can we get him some free medical care to make up for that?
It is possible. I'm going to make a note of them having level 2 harm from getting roughed up from the blue coats because they didn't talk. You
Yeah.
guys aren't gaining heat, but one of your buddies is hurt, banged up pretty bad.
Yeah.
August ain't no snitch.
It's kind of funny.
All right.
It is. I mean, it is, but it's like,
Oh
oh
man.
poor
So-
guy. Yeah.
We're going to flash forward to a couple days after the score. We're going to meet up back up in 6 Towers in another abandoned building because Amancio doesn't like to use the same joint twice for his meetings.
Sure.
So when you guys meet up, he looks at you from across the room and says, "Well done, well done. The race are very pleased with what came from your task. They're going to waive the next payment for you to be able to operate in night market. So you don't have to worry about paying them. Especially because you torched down half of the academy, which is great.
Oh my god.
Just half.
Yeah. You guys would have seen maybe like the next day or something, but it genuinely looked like half of the building caught on fire just from looking at the outside.
Oh god. When Spark says only half, I'm gonna have Morrigan like pat her, right? She pat her on the shoulder, be like, "There's always next time,
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
anytime."
Amancio says, I trust that you've already kept your cut. They said that they had retrieved 8, so that means that you guys got what you needed, I hope.
Yes.
Very well, very well. Good job to all of you. You have definitely earned favor with them, and who knows, maybe they'll call you for another gig. You guys don't get into some trouble yourselves between now and then. I hate to rush, but I must go. I have another meeting to attend to. So please take a breather. You guys have earned it. This is starting to become a very beneficial partnership, I should.
We'll be in contact.
Right, and I am off. And he just kind of like he skips out the door, which is weird. He when you guys left him last time, he did not seem nearly as chipper, but this time he's got a little pep in his step.
Mm.
Okay.
He must have gotten paid.
Probably.
So as you guys now leave that meeting and head back into your lair, now is when we will begin downtime activities.
Yes.
So what happens from here is that everybody's going to get 2 downtime activities. If you would like, you can if you'd like an additional downtime activity, you can pay 1 coin or 1 rep. And we're gonna go back down that same list, and we'll do everybody gets their one, and then we'll restart, and everybody will get their second. Your downtime activities are acquire asset, which you can get temporary use of an item, a cohort, a vehicle, or a service. Another activity is to start a long-term project. You have recover, so you can heal yourself. Reduce heat, if you want to try to figure out a way to lessen the mark that you've made on the city so far. You have train, so you can potentially get more XP into a certain attribute. And you can also indulge your vice to get rid of stress.
So wait. Oh, go ahead.
I'm going to go ahead and share this page of the book to you guys in the call. That way you guys can just see it as well.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to start with Asher. Asher, what's your first downtime activity, bud?
So healing is not the same as de-stressing.
Correct. Either one or the other.
Right, and I don't think I took any physical harm, right?
No, you did not take any physical harm.
So I just need to de-stress. So I think the first thing I'm gonna do is Asher is just like, I'll be back. I need to contemplate things, and then he just spends a few days at the like tobacconist that he frequents. It's sort of like a social parlor, and sort of indulges his vice.
Excellent, excellent. All right, so for your vice, you're going to roll your weakest attribute, which for you, Asher, is your insight.
Okay.
So you're going to get 1d to your insight roll.
1d.
1d, and so here's the thing: whatever you roll is how many stress you take away. But you can overindulge. So if you take away more stress than you have, then you have to select one of these effects from the list, which is to attract trouble, where you select or roll an additional entanglement. You brag about your exploits and gain your crew 2 more heat. Your current purveyor cuts you off, which means you'll have to find a new source for your vice, or your character vanishes for a few weeks in a bender.
Very well.
So as long as you don't roll a 6, you'll be fine from any of those consequences. Go ahead and make your roll. I think you can actually do that by clicking on the dice roll button on the left side of Foundry. And there it is, Indulge Vice.
Oh, okay, wow.
And then you can click how much stress you have, which you have 5. And you are going to get 1d to this roll. So whatever it lands, that's what you get.
Okay.
Oh.
The one time I'm not. I was about to say the one time I'm not supposed to roll high. I can't roll high any other time. So I mean, I get rid of all my stress.
Yeah, you're going to get rid of all your stress, but now you have to choose one of the following consequences.
I think what I would like to happen is that I get lost for a little while, and maybe I do my backup character.
All right.
For a little bit.
So you guys, when Asher says, "Hey, I'm gonna go and clear my mind and think about some things," just kind of throwing it out there into the world, you guys don't see him for a while, like days.
Huh.
So
guess maybe he stopped to pick up the milk.
So
wait, maybe I can. Is it enough time to where I can be lost and come back, or is it enough time to where I am lost and out of this session?
It says play a different character until this one returns from their bender.
Okay.
So you will have to do at least 1 score with your backup character.
Right. Okay, cool. We'll do that.
All right, and we'll probably meet them at the end, kind of here in a little bit.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Wow.
I mean,
What's
he'll
now?
he'll drop like communique, and he'll like, I can I do that?
If you would like to like foreshadow the coming of your backup character, you can do that.
Yeah, like yeah. Like he'll leave a you'll get a note that gets dead dropped there at some point. During the night, there's a note that for the crew that says, I have a lot of projects I'm working on. I'm sending someone to help out on our next endeavor.
All right. You scroll back up to the downtime activities thing for Deirdre. What's going to be your first downtime activity?
So she was playing it off, but she took some damage during all of this. That's what happens when you light buildings on fire. So she's gonna spend her first downtime activity trying to heal at least from these burns.
Excellent. So when you recover, we're going to start a healing clock for you.
Right.
So let's create clock, and we're going to call it healing.
Yep.
And it's going to be a 4-segment clock.
Sick.
All right. So here's that. So whoever's healing you, which I'm assuming since Doc Holly has taken the Physiker special ability,
Yes.
You're going to be rolling 2 die instead of 1.
Yes. Okay, and that's gonna be just looks like there's no special roll for that.
Is there not one in the dice roll thing? There isn't.
No, it's like no, there isn't.
So this is just going to be fortune roll for 2d.
Okay.
And then we're going to take the better result. If 1 through 3 you heal 1 segment, 4 through 5 you heal 2, and on a 6 you heal 3. But if you get 2 6s, you heal 5, which basically you'll finish the clock in 1 roll if you roll double 6.
Nice. Okay.
So let's see how good you heal.
Oh.
All right, so you're only going to get 1 segment on that clock filled.
Okay.
And
and
when you fill up this clock, you are going to, whatever harm you have, you're going to move it down to the next lower one. If you have one in the 1 section, it's going to just disappear. So when you fill up this clock, your burned will move to 1 and you'll delete dazed.
Okay, cool.
All right, so that is your first downtime activity. Let's move to Doc Holly's first downtime activity.
First of all, as the new self-appointed leader of the strangers, I'd like to thank you all for coming.
Okay.
Everybody's just
Spark is looking at the note that got dropped off, like, and I don't really see anything about that, but you do you. Let's go let's be the non-strangers.
The note is just spam mail. That's all it is.
Yes, none strangers left fire, I believe, is the new name.
Doc Holly, where are you putting your XP, or have you done so already?
I'm so confused, and I'm very indecisive. Okay,
that's fine. That's totally fine.
If you do fill up a bar, like let's say I dump 4 points into prowess, and thus I filled up that bar. That means I could put a dot somewhere.
Yeah,
in one
under
of the
prowess,
skills underneath it. Cool, gotcha.
Wait, how many downtime activities do we get?
You get 2, but we're doing your first one right now.
Okay. Come on. Good to know. Okay, hold on. I need to look at the list again.
Yeah, the list.
Anyway, you can zoom that in.
Yeah.
I got glasses on. I got astigmatism.
So there's your list right there.
And these.
What's training? What's that?
Training. Scroll down and see what. Train.
I think.
You spend time training. Mark 1 XP on the XP rack for an attribute or playbook advancement. So basically, you get a free XP.
Do we have a bonus for learning specific ones, or is that an upgrade we haven't got yet?
I think you do, because you guys, or well, no, wait, no, it's well, let me look at your.
I think it's like the
training
like
prowess.
training prowess. If you have a training upgrade, which is this, you get 2 XP if you train in prowess.
That's kind of cool.
So yeah, you can get
Doc Holly.
1 free XP anywhere else, or you can get 2 free XP in prowess.
I'll do that.
All right, go ahead and
That
mark
sounds
2
good.
XP
To roll
in
for that?
prowess. You don't got to roll for
No.
it. You just do it.
Oh, good. So now using my other 3 XP, I can fill up prowess, so I get another point in one of those things.
Awesome.
There you go.
Nice.
Perfect. So go
There you
ahead and
go.
clear your prowess bar and put a new dot somewhere under prowess.
Do you know where you're gonna put it?
No.
Are
You can
open to
move on. I'll think about this. Don't
I was
worry.
gonna, I was
Perfectly
gonna
fine.
say, are you open to a suggestion? Because I have a bit of an idea.
Skirmish, so I can start fighting bitches.
Yeah, if you want to actually land those needles, yeah, probably.
That's what I was thinking. So
Yeah,
I mean,
wow.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
Morrigan, your first downtime activity.
Awesome. I would like to start a long-term project,
Excellent.
or look at it at least.
Yeah, let's look at a long-term project. So basically, we're going to start another progress clock, depending on what you're trying to do. It could be more segments or less. And then when you work on it, you would roll what your action that you're using to further it along.
Okay.
1 through 3 is 1 segment. 4 through 5 is 2 segments. 6 is 3 segments, and a critical is 5 segments.
Okay.
So you basically tell me what you want the project to be,
Okay.
and I'll decide from there how many segments it has.
Okay, awesome. Since the Morrigan is the leader of all these like children, essentially, or like takes care of these children and has like a network of color named orphans running around doing stuff for her, like getting her little secrets. I would like to start a long-term project where she can start teaching them to be better at surveillance.
Okay. All right. Very good. So we're gonna name it Training the Kids.
Training the children.
Kid boot camp.
Kid boot camp. Oh god.
All right. I think that is going to be an 8-segment clock because you're taking these kids and you're trying to train them in the art of subtlety and espionage.
Yeah, surveying, dare I say.
Yes. So by all means, go ahead and roll whatever you think is appropriate for you furthering this clock along.
Survey.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a survey roll.
You know. Yeah, just position or effect matter.
No.
I want to give it a note because I remember that's a thing. Hey,
Hey, so you fill in 3 segments.
awesome.
Nice.
Very good. All right. We're gonna go ahead and close these out for now, and then we'll restart with our second downtime actions. Asher, you're away. We know you're not coming back, but maybe you're doing something while you're gone.
Right.
So what do you think?
Let's see. Acquire an asset, long-term project, recover, reduce heat, train, indulge vice. Already indulge vice. Didn't need to recover. No. It's either going to be training or reducing the heat of the team, which I think reducing the heat might be good. But I'm struggling. Do I have to come up with a way that my character is doing that actively, or?
Yeah. If I could offer a suggestion.
Sure, yeah.
Maybe visiting August to patch things up after his run-in with the Bluecoats.
Yeah. I think so. I think that's warranted. As
All right.
my ally, I kind of want to take a responsibility for that.
And which action would you like to use for that?
Let's consort with him. I invite him to the parlor, and I'm plying him with good tobacco, and I'm saying, hey, I really owe you for that one thing. We're in public, so he's like, I really owe you for that one thing, and I really appreciate you, and know that you're a trusted and valued consigliere.
All right. So go ahead and give me a consort roll.
Do I get a die to it at all, or position effect, or
no position effect, and it's whatever your consort value is worth.
2.
Okay. So yeah, just roll consort as per normal.
Oh, see, I rolled. I said +2.
Oh no,
my bad.
Yeah, it already it counts your 2 in, so we'll just count the first 2. So you get a 6.
Okay.
But you're going to remove 3 heat.
Nice.
So the strangers now have 0 heat on them.
Thank God.
Awesome. Fantastic.
Very good. All right, Deirdre. Second downtime action.
So Deirdre is not a terribly patient person, so she's not going to try to heal again.
Okay.
Valid. Sorry, I was vaping. Sorry, ignore that.
I'm like, you good?
Yeah. Oh, good.
I have a suggestion about a thing we had talked about, but if you have one already that you want to do,
I did have something. I did have something in mind.
Okay.
You know, it's been weighing on Deirdre's conscience that only half that building burned down.
Oh no!
Of course.
She's like, I went into the job. I had a very particular loadout, and that's good. But as architectures improve, fire oil's just not cutting it. We need something better.
I think I'm
Something-
smelling where you're going.
Something a little bit more devastating. So she's going to start a long-term project.
Very good.
Nice.
Right, let's do a clock. What are you cooking up?
She is going to be... She wants to, there's no need to reinvent the wheel. She wants to improve on the formula that is fire oil.
Making a kind of napalm.
Yeah, something that's a little bit more... has a bit more of a spray to it that can spread and then ignite, perhaps.
Got it. Okay.
Oh, like it doesn't immediately go off when it explodes the air.
Oh,
Yes.
I see.
Gives it
Okay.
time to spread.
Got it. All right, so we'll create a project clock for better fire oil.
Yes.
I'm going to also... I think this is you just kind of improving on something that already exists. I think I'm going to make this a 6-segment clock.
Okay.
All right. So now go ahead and roll whatever
tinker?
action. Yes, absolutely. Go ahead and give me a tinker roll.
And
Position and effect do not matter in this case.
oh, excellent. Downtime activity, improving fire oil.
See how you do. Partial success, which will net you, I believe it is 2 segments.
Nice.
All right, so you are on your way to making better fire oil.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Doc Holly, your second downtime activity.
I'm gonna be reducing my stress.
Very good. Let's indulge in our vices.
Right.
So, this means that you are going to be rolling your weakest attribute, which is either Insight or Resolve. Who's your vice purveyor?
Vice purveyor.
I believe it's Ojak. Oyak? Is the J silent? I don't know.
Whatever you want it to be.
OJ.
Olaf, a Tikarosi rooftop market vendor.
Okay, very good. So you're perusing his new wares, maybe trying to find some new exotic ingredients for whatever concoctions you want to come up with later down the road. Maybe sampling some of his wares.
This one tastes good.
So go ahead and on the left side of Foundry, click on Dice Roll.
Simple roll?
Yes.
It says simple roll at the top. Roll some dice.
Yeah,
Okay.
so click on Indulge Vice and then put in your number of stress, which is 3.
Okay.
And then let's see how it rips. I hope you don't overindulge.
I hope I roll a 6.
Well,
damn.
So you clear one stress.
I want it to cause problems.
I think, yeah, there we go. I got it for you.
Boo.
All right. So you have cleared one stress, which could, hey, one stress could make all the difference sometimes.
Yeah.
And then
yeah, but if I rolled a 6, I would clear all my stress, and then I could have done something fun and chaotic.
Potentially. Morrigan, your final downtime activity.
Awesome. So I am going back and forth between two, because one thing we talked about in the chat of resolving to my character, but I also kind of want to work on this long time project a bit more.
Okay.
I don't know, because like my original idea was to do the vice and purposely overindulge, if that was a possibility.
It is a possibility, but you could also use your project as an excuse for why Morrigan's not around for the next thing.
I would like to do that then.
Okay, so go ahead and we're gonna bring up your clock here for training the children.
Not training the children.
Go ahead
in the notes.
Whatever way you think is best to train these children.
Survey once again, because you know.
Okay.
Yep. Currently in the notes says Orphan CIA Boot Camp.
What?
That is a wild way to put it, but also a very accurate way to put it.
Accurate, yeah.
I mean,
Where's the lie, though, Morrigan?
There isn't one. That's the thing. All right, go ahead and give me your survey.
Roll.
All right, so you're only going to fill in one slice on that clock, but you're halfway there.
Oh my god! Wow.
And we'll decide what this means when you fill up your clock. All right, so now that downtime is done, we now move back into free play. I'm going to go ahead and set the scene as Spark and Doc Holly. You guys are the only one in the crew hideout right now.
Oh, man. You know, you'd think I'd be better at dealing with burns at this point. I do appreciate your assistance, though, Holly. It's been lovely spending quality time with you of all people.
I'm just doing this because I need to keep you around.
And I'm really appreciative of that. I actually don't care why you're doing this. You don't have to justify anything to me. It's not like I justify, burning things to you. But no need for that. I think we all understand desolation quite nicely.
Holly would proceed to give Deirdre wild side eye while scooting away.
It's at this point.
I wonder how Operation MK Orphan's going. Morrigan.
It's at this point that you guys hear a set of footsteps coming down the stairs. And TV Head, why don't you tell me who that is?
This would be Asher's brother. You see a guy that basically looks like a thinner, leaner version of Asher. So like instead of Ben Affleck from The Accountant, it's Ben Affleck from The Town when he was jacked. And so like thinner, leaner, but he looks just. I'm deciding that they're basically twins. They're essentially they're twins. And so like it's uncanny. Like he comes in and you're like, whoa, did you work out? Like
that's literally exactly what I was about to say. Look at you, young man. So that's where you've been.
Sorry. No, keep it in your pants. I'm his brother, Killian. He sent me here to help out while he's doing whatever it is that he's doing.
Oh, oh. Well, that works.
Wait, actually, lore-wise, you would probably know of Killian, because when Asher was working at the apothecary,
Oh.
Killian would have come to visit.
It'd be funny if you got them mixed up all the time.
Wait.
Yeah.
Oh, that. Oh,
It's probably been like a really long time since you've seen him.
that's embarrassing. I always just thought he was a real go-getter and just worked a lot.
No, we used to do that a lot when we were kids, until it became more apparent that we weren't the same person, because, I look better.
Oh,
And
I mean-
Killian, your playbook is Lurk, correct?
Yes, he's a lurker.
All right.
well, I mean, I have no reason to doubt that face, if nothing else. So, welcome in. Right now it's just me and the good Dr. Nun here.
Hi, how you doing?
Did you just call Doc Holly a nun?
Oh, wait, was that your other character? Fuck.
That was the other
that's my
character. These timelines are so confusing.
Oh, so, you'll have to forgive me, Holly. I am concussed from that explosion.
I bet you're real
That
glad that you made
concussion's
that
really
backup character during our last call, huh, TVHEADD?
It did come in handy. Originally, I was like, I don't know if I want to, but I was like, well, we're a group of thieves who are doing thieving actively and don't have a thief in the mix. So I was like, well,
Yeah.
it might do well to have one, at least on the roster.
I'm all for it. I'm just gonna assume that you've got the gist of what's going on here.
Yeah, Asher let me know about this new enterprise he's got going on. And he sent me with this letter. He said I was supposed to read it. The guy, you know how he kind of gets into everything, and he's a little hard to. I understand he's a little hard to cohabitate with, but I'm gonna just indulge him, and I'm gonna read. Basically, he says the gist of it is he's like, he's really proud of everyone. You did really good. You're acting as a team, but we could be better. We should probably split up less. We should probably wear masks, which actually, I mean, that's a good point. You should always wear a mask. Less loud is better. We need to get tighter and better info so that our plans are tighter. I don't know what kind of plan you did when you did last time. You burned a building down. That's pretty cool.
It's what I do.
Running drills, cross training. I mean, I heard some of y'all were training, so that's good. Yeah, sure.
Cross training.
Yeah, and plans that involve strengths. I mean, yeah, so that's why he told me to show up, because you're gonna steal stuff. So I mean, I'm like certified second floor guy. Like, that's what I do.
Oh, very nice. Well, not going to I'm not about to training arc for him if he's not going to be here to have to go through it as well. So, but I think we can figure out how to work together.
Absolutely. You always seem real nice in that apothecary, so.
Yeah, I am very kind. That's what everybody says to me about me, right, Holly?
More side eye.
Cheers.
Little chipper one here.
It's at this point that you hear another set of footsteps coming down the stairs. These ones are a little more hesitant.
Hesitant?
I think so.
Art, do I hear the sound of high heels clicking?
Jeez.
Yes, actually, you do.
Yeah, and as the high heels make their way to the bottom of the stairs, Ace, why don't you tell us about this character?
I would love to. So, as you see the door open, it was kind of I would say the footsteps weren't hesitant. It was kind of strangely paced, and that's because through the door comes in this tall Taikarosi individual who wears very like dramatic clothing. The shirt is kind of sheer and see-through, so you can see his form within it, like through it. And he's about the same height as the Morrigan. However, there's a complete opposite to the Morrigan, like posture-wise and like behavior-wise. This Taikarosi is definitely that. He's tall, he has a bunch of piercings, he has a mohawk, and a mustache. And he walks in and looks around. He's like, oh, well, this is where the freak show is happening. All right.
Did Asher send a theater kid?
Oh, and so like, since Asher and Aesir know each other, definitely Killian and Aesir know each other. I'll let you decide what, like, how are we amicable? Like, what do you see that as?
So I would say as Aesir walks in and looks around at everyone and sees Cillian, she's like, oh, it's been a while, Cillian. I see you've gotten a
I didn't
little
know you were involved in this. Yeah, hey, how's it going?
It's going good. You seem to have bulked up a bit since the last time I've seen you, hon.
I've been running, you know. I do a lot of cardio, do a lot of swimming. I got those like nice V things. He's doing that motion like he's like got those like V things now. It's crazy.
That's wild. You have to show me sometime with a wink. And then looks at the other two and it's like, oh, you two don't know. Hi, my name's Aesir. Papa sent me to help out for a bit. Her project is taking up a lot of time, and so she's focused more on the choir rather than anyone else.
Does Aesir say Papa?
Yes, that is the term that Morrigan has told Aesir to call her.
Ah. And then yeah, I guess Cillian wouldn't know, so he'd just be like, "Oh, how is Pop?"
She's good. Watched a building get burned down. That was kind of fun for her, I guess. I don't know.
I
She
heard
doesn't
about
really
that.
talk about her emotions that much.
No,
She is kind of a secretive woman, as I'm sure you all have figured out.
classic.
Yeah, it's normal Papa behavior, honestly. But she has requested I come fill her spot for a bit to help you guys out.
Oh, wow. Such turnover here with the strangers. It's like now we're all strangers to each other.
Nice.
You hear Aesir sigh. She's like, and he's just like, all right, that was a joke. I don't know you by name. Papa didn't really give me much names other than a doctor and some pyromaniac. So
That's me. Deirdre Gray. Spark. Spark is fine. Spark was preferred. I like Spark. It's fitting.
I want to have a Aesir like strut essentially. Like Aesir walks very dramatically, and like the heel. Well, it's not like a high heel. It is definitely a bit of a heeled shoe that is very loud when Aesir walks. And walks over and shakes your hand really quickly. He's like, "What a pleasure to meet you." And
Really
you
not
are
beating the theater kid allegations here, are you? As she shakes her hand.
Orphans don't really do theater, but I'm pretty good at distracting people, I would say. Papa finds uses within that. There have been plenty of people I've distracted that lost their head to her. So,
Oh, excellent. We're all on the same page then.
and what's your name, Doctor?
Hello, Doc Holly, new self-appointed leader of the Strangers. It's nice to have you, and I'm sure you'll do great. Don't get on my bad side, and yeah.
Apparently not a nun.
I'm gonna have Aesir look Doc Holly up and down and be like, yeah, that's not a woman of God, I'm pretty sure.
Actually, hearing the name, Killian would outstretch a hand for a handshake. Oh, you're the person that patched up Asta one time. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. You do good work.
To Doc Holly, right?
Doc Holly would
Yeah.
just look at the hand and be like, charmed, I'm sure.
All right, cool. That's cool.
All right, and now that we've had the very awesome, awkward introduction of the new blood into the crew, this is a very good time for us to take our intermission.
Yay!
Good,
Right.
I have to pee.
Fantastic. So
Go piss, girl.
we'll get the dice rolling again here in about 10 minutes. And then I'll step away for a couple minutes, come back, catch up with chat. Until then, I will see you guys shortly.
Yay! Out of character.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome back. Get caught up on chat here real quick. I just now saw that Doc Holly thinks it's a Hippocratic suggestion. It's very good. And I do believe I owe a dad joke to Dr. Bristle. Let me think of it. It's just running through my head. I think I know one. I know one that would be really good. It's a chemistry joke, but I don't think it'd get the right reaction. that was oh. So there's your I apologize if it's not snuff. It was the one that jumped out of my brain first. But yeah. So far so good. Let's see. Reminder, next weekend, next Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern, is the Definitely Wizards one-shot. Then the 17th is part 13 of the Ring of Auroran. The 24th, we'll have a Kids on Bikes one-shot, which I always like to build the town with my players first, and then that will give me a good idea of what the session can be about. So yeah, we'll have to set up that session 0, find out what's going to happen there. But on the 31st, we are having a community night in the Project Open Table Discord. If you would like to join us, there's the link. Yeah, the poll should be in the announcements channel. Go ahead and vote on what you think would be a fun community night. That poll will end, I think I had it set for 2 weeks. Just so everybody has a good, fair chance to vote. And yeah, so join us for that. Let's see, are any of my players back yet? No? Do some stretches. Oh man, really excited for. I've been wanting to run Blades in the Dark like as a full structured campaign for a while, but I also had my Call of Cthulhu going on, and I had just started then my Pathfinder campaign. So I was like, I don't know, it's like maybe once one of these ends, and then yeah. Call of Cthulhu ended, and I was like, all right, well, here's my opportunity. Let's run it.
Bucket we ball.
Bucket we ball. I'm very interested to see the direction that this goes. Welcome back, Ace.
Thank you. I grabbed my dinner, so
nice.
It's just leftovers from lunch, so
that's pretty much what my dinner was. We ordered a pizza for lunch. I snagged a couple slices.
My mom and I went to a Japanese restaurant, so I got sushi and her fried rice that she didn't finish and she wasn't gonna take home. So
there you go.
It is mine. Yeah, miss anything interesting?
All right,
nope,
I'm back.
Just going back over what's coming up for the channel and for the Project Open Table Community Night at the end of the month.
Nice.
But you should join Project Open Table.
Yes.
The mods are hot. I'll say it every time.
Can confirm.
As the head of staff, I would know.
Indeed.
And an empath who knows everything. You know, the usual.
The usual.
Know all about that hotness. All busted, new hotness.
Listen, I've essentially done a complete 180 character-wise for this. Because Morrigan's like a silent, doesn't like to really talk to people sniper. And Aesir is a very loud, loves to talk to interact with people. Distraction. They have very different approaches to things.
Right.
Which is why they work.
I'm sorry.
Not gonna lie, it would have been really, really funny if also we had Holly out and just the only original member just getting Deirdre fucking Grey. Like.
Also, thank you, Sir Kool-Aid48 for the resub. I appreciate you.
Good Kool-Aid. Oh, yeah.
I appreciate you lurking.
Thank you, Bessie.
Sorry, it took me a minute to get back.
You're totally fine.
Is Mopsy here? Well, the lack of an answer kind of answers it for me.
Yeah.
She'll say something when she's back, I'm sure.
It is just the craziest thing trying to get this place to cool down. Oof.
Yeah, I actually. Oh,
All right, so yeah, Mopsy will say, Mopsy will say. Okay. All right, we're kind of just entering free play right now.
Okay.
So you guys can go places as you need to, do things, make rolls as needed, maybe try to scout out a new job, or maybe if you guys have an idea for something that you guys could do next. I know that for certain things, like we'll say here, I'm just going to go ahead and go back to the TTRPG screen. Here we are. Pull up your... Here we go. Let's pull up your crew sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, as we have it, you guys know that you have turf, or turf that you could claim. And claiming those in and of itself, you would have to do a job. Like if you wanted to get a new piece of turf, you wanted to find a loyal fence or informants or covert drops, you would have to do a score to get those things. And just because it's not connected to the centerpiece where you guys currently are, doesn't mean that you can't go out and get some of those outliers. So like if you wanted to get that drug den or those secret pathways, or if you wanted to get a tavern, you can do those, but the book recommends that those are a little bit harder to come by if it's not directly connected to pre-existing turf that you got.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to suggest it would be great to have, if we're going to be doing a lot of robbery and stealing, it might be great to have a loyal fence.
Yeah.
yeah.
So that we get extra coin, so we can kind of get to our goal quicker.
Yeah.
And get
Get
better
that
protection.
upfront investment in those bonus coins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, is it equally possible to just make coin while we're out, or like just like a coin?
Or
Or
do
is that
we
something
strictly
just-
only make coin from jobs?
So I think that
like
there
a side gig or
I think
side
there are
hustle?
certain things that you could do solo that would get you coin. But for the most part, your coin is going to come from your scores.
Okay, awesome. I was about to say, Aesir is a sex worker, so you know that's why I was asking.
True.
There's a gig or two I could do with that I don't think other people would want to do. So,
and also not all of these, as you could probably assume, trying to land some of these turfs are going to be burglary jobs. Like landing a loyal fence might be something completely different.
Right.
Yeah.
oh yeah, we might have to run some drugs or something like that.
Or just find somebody and beat them until they agree to join your crew.
That sounds fun. Wait,
I don't know about
I'm just
beating a
saying it's a
guy.
possibility. I'm not saying it's a good thing to do. I'm just saying that you can tackle getting these things can be done in different ways.
Right.
Other
There
than just,
there is a type of job where it's like a social intrigue thing, right?
espionage or something like that.
Is it espionage?
yeah, where you kind of just go in and you like pretend to be other
Schmooze.
people to get things.
Yeah. So we can maybe try that. We got a person who's good at talkie.
Hi.
But yeah, so at this point you guys can kind of like go and like make your connections or do certain things if you would like. That's the whole point of free play. So I guess we'll hold off on doing Doc Holly until he returns.
Yeah.
But if there's anything that you guys like as a character would like to go out and do,
I think that Deirdre may pay a visit to
her friend and previous employer, Astasia, the apothecary,
Okay.
because she does still have these burns to contend with. So it's just like, I thought I would be. I had down the formulas and stuff, but I just not. I'm gonna have to go back and ask her. This is so embarrassing.
So where is Astasia located?
Oh, that is a great.
If it's not
question.
listed, you can just make up one. Or I have maps of all the districts here. If you need it ran through. I think the list of districts is also included in the player sheet, kit that I sent to you guys.
Yeah, so I don't think it's in like definitely not in like the wealthiest districts or anything, but definitely not like the poorest of districts. It's fairly reputable, reasonably reputable, but like on the outskirts of that. So, oh god, well, what would that fall under? What?
Maybe it's just like middle class, lower middle class, upper middle class.
Yeah, that like more lower.
Mm-hmm.
Because we had neighborhood scamps, occasionally doing chores and shit for us, in the form of Asher and Killian and whatnot in the past.
Let's see.
So I'd leave what would be most appropriate up to somebody who knows.
Kind of like lower middle class.
Yeah.
I would probably hazard to say maybe probably wouldn't be Char Hollow. That's like crowded district of tenements and stacked houses. So I mean, maybe it could be Char Hollow.
Yeah, no, just like maybe like it's like we have a small apothecary on the first floor and a small apartment right above it, sort of deal.
The other option that I could think would be Barrow Cleft, which is residencies and markets for the farmers who work in the fields and ealeries.
Oh, that might actually make a little bit more sense because it's trading with people who work outside and like maybe finding herbs and shit like that.
Yeah, so yeah, we could definitely say where that would be in Barrow Cleft. So let me go ahead and activate the map of that. So here is where we are. We have all these fields down here, kind of in like the southwest. The energy farms, as it were. There's a bunch of other hill farms and, like I said, the ealeries. So yeah, we could say that maybe your contact is probably over here in this general area, probably like between Blackjack Alley and Sodbuster Lane.
Okay.
I'm going to put a little text box there. I'm going to say right here.
Yep, for Stasia.
Figure out how to make that a lot smaller later. And how do you spell that again?
Stazia.
Perfect. Drop that line capacities. Oh.
Ace is just jealous that I want to give away for a furry VTuber model, or Furby VTuber model.
Furby.
Yeah, that thing I sent you, Gil. Mopsy want it.
Oh boy.
That's hilarious.
Well, I guess Mopsy's back.
Welcome back, Mopsy.
Motherfucker.
You haven't missed anything. Don't worry.
We're just figuring out the location of a apothecary.
There we go.
That works. All right, so there's Stasia. So yeah, so you make your way into Barrow Cleft, where Stasia's apothecary is. You walk in through the door, and
Just
says,
knocking as I open it.
Yeah, and she looks from behind the counter and says, "Oh, Deirdre, welcome back. Good to see you. What have you been up to?"
Hi. Oh, the usual. And she kind of rolls up a sleeve a little bit to display some burns.
Oh dear, you I mean, I guess you think some things just don't change. You're taking care of yourself, though, right?
Well, I was trying, and I realized that I'm actually not great at it. And so I was wondering if I could get your guidance on some mixtures.
No. Well, I certainly would love to help. What are you looking for exactly?
Well, I mean, they're not the worst of burns, but they are pretty bad. I got a little bit too close to some concoctions of my own design, and something to perhaps, the pain is, I I can deal with pain. But sometimes it does get a little bit in the way. So I was hoping for something that could perhaps accelerate the healing process just a little bit.
Hmm.
The right mixture of aloe and mint, cooling and regeneratives.
Hmm.
But I just couldn't seem to mix it right. Not even with the help of a physiker. So, yeah, here I am.
Well, I'm sure that I could show you a couple things so you could be able to easily make these things yourself. You want to? Business is kind of slow today. If you want to just come back into the lab, as you will, I can definitely show you a few things.
That would be lovely. I appreciate it. I once again defer to you as teacher.
So if I'm gonna say that if you would like to maybe pick up potentially a new formula that you could begin working on making some of your own like little healing salves and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna say that these would like take the place of a healing roll or that they would really give a benefit as far as that goes. But since you are burned, I think these healing salves would maybe hide your burns a little bit better, so maybe you're not penalized as heavily in like a social atmosphere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
or maybe like it could be a temporary relief sort of thing, like how like you take like a Tylenol to temporarily reduce the pain, sort of idea. Like not necessarily like super healing, but something like that.
Yeah. So whichever way you want to spin that. So which action do you think you would want to use to learn this formula from your teacher?
I mean, as much as I'd love for it to be a tinker, this is probably a study.
I think you would be correct in that. So go ahead and give me a study roll.
Deirdre is not the best student, but I think Stasi is a decent teacher. Learning how to heal instead of hurt. Partial success.
Partial success. Okay, so what I'm going to say then is that she shows you how to make a very good salve for like masking the burn marks. But as she is showing you how to make it, she uses the last of a very rare herb that she has in order to make it.
Okay.
So you have the formula, but you do not have the you do not have the exotic ingredient that you need. You don't have access to be able to make it yourself. You would have to find it some other way.
Okay, cool.
All right. And I think that's where we're going to leave you for that. Is there anything else that anybody would like to do as part of a character scene?
I would like to request. This isn't. Well, I might have an idea for that in a second. I would like to point out there's a road called Fighting Goat Lane, and it makes me very happy.
There is, isn't there?
Yeah, it's not letting me click it. Rude.
You got to hold down on it.
Thank you.
Yep, there it is. Fighting Goat Lane.
It makes me very happy. I noticed that halfway through. I was like, that's fucking great.
There's also Goat Husband Road.
Was there? Holy
Wow.
shit! I love that.
Oh yeah,
my,
you just gotta look around and you'll find some pretty interesting. There's Great Potato Street.
That's so good. This is great. I'm thriving.
Yeah. So yeah, is there anybody else who wants to do like a little jaunt like that?
Go ahead. Go.
No, I was just gonna ask, like, how would we go about finding the fence necessarily? Like, because like that's the thing that can have interest in, and as the social one of the group, essentially.
I guess you'd have to get out and maybe socialize around and see if somebody has a lead on a good fence that you can turn to your side.
I think I would like to do that. I don't know where exactly.
I can go and back you up if you like.
I mean, it's I mainly want to know where exactly, and especially since Aesir is in a sense a vice purveyor of a sorts themselves to just other people that aren't playable characters. Yeah, I was thinking of using that skill asset to get information and find a fence.
I would say that a really good place to find just some random vagrants would probably be Crow's Foot. You could also potentially find a fence at the docks.
Okay.
Because there's a good amount of warehouses out that way.
Why don't we go for looking for a fence in the in the red light district?
I was gonna suggest that actually.
Oh, Silk Shore.
Yeah. All the canals and stuff.
Listen, I'm fucking around to find a fence. Let's just be honest.
No, I think it's a great idea for a fence because, like, I would imagine stuff just goes there to disappear all the time.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and pull up
canals, down canals.
Exactly.
Go ahead and pull up a map of Silk Shore.
The silk is right there.
Silk Song when?
Yeah. Silk Shore is located directly above Barrowclef.
Oh, so it's literally like we probably hitched a ride together or some shit.
Yeah. One of the key things about Silk Shore is that there is a small little cluster of boats that have been like kind of permanently anchored in the middle of the canal called Tangletown.
Okay, what happens there?
What happens in Tangletown?
Because I'm kind of curious.
Pull up the...
Forget it, Acer. It's Tangletown.
Well, you know, I would like to know if, like, what kind of tangling happens.
Oh no, I'm just being
way
silly.
than one.
Yeah, out of character.
I get you.
Yeah, you understood right away.
Wow, there's not a single mention of Tangletown in the
Ooh,
original
maybe
PDF.
Maybe it's a thing that like they put it on there as a seed for like, hey, what is that? It could be anything. What is that?
In my mind, I think Tangletown is just kind of like I said, it's a bunch of ships and boats that have permanently anchored in a spot, and they've built like bridges across to each other. Maybe there's a tavern out there, kind of like that central mass here.
Yeah.
I could totally see it.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Either here or here. I was gonna say that would be like a hot spot. It seems.
Yeah.
But I could definitely see a scenario where it starts out as sort of like a shanty town for people who really can't be anywhere. So like they just happen to have boats, but they can't pay for dock space because they make you pay for that a lot of times. And so like they end up just sort of like being parked out there, and then they lash themselves together, and then they kind of like are like end up more people show up, and it just ends up being this sort of like for a city that has no rules, this is a place that it's like it's in the middle of the river. It's like boat gambling, you know what I mean? Like it's like
Yeah, possibly.
or what's that city? What the Wulong city or what? You know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
That one place that the raid was based off of.
Yeah.
Where it was just like it was completely lawless, like that you're going into the jungle. It was this one city like in China that was this Kowloon long city, a walled city. Yes. It doesn't matter if you spell it wrong. But yeah, it was this really like super lawless, like anything goes kind of place where eventually it had to be shut down because like it was crazy.
Yeah, there was also a couple places back in like the, I want to say like the mid to late 1800s on the Mississippi River that were like that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sounds about right.
So yeah,
aquatic shanty town.
Yeah.
What are the other like big places? And I about called it Silk Song.
Okay, so in Silkshore we have the Spark Grounds, which is basically like a large park that's designated directly underneath some lightning towers. It's basically
they watch like light shows, right?
Basically, yeah, they watch light shows. There's also a notorious group of acrobats and circus performers called the Spark Flyers who soar in manned kites near the lightning towers. There's
Adrenaline junkie sort of stuff, essentially.
Yeah, there's the Ease, which is the northern part of the district that's more easily navigated by like gondola instead of like a coach. Dozens of entryways into the canals, flanked by shops and brothels advertising their wares and colored electric lights and flying banners. We have Fog Crest, high peaked hilltop, which is crowded by row houses. It's like a maze of narrow stairways that constitute its streets. It's a very bohemian community of like artists and free thinkers and psychedelic explorers, if you will.
Gotcha. The hippy dippy trippy shit.
Correct. And then we have Ankiet Park, extravagantly landscaped space. It's the largest open area in the city. Lots of public festivals and events throughout the year. And there's a statue of the Eruvian noble for whom the park is named after. And there's also a falcon aviary and a stable of fine horses at the park. And sometimes it hosts like game hawking for the nobility.
Okay. That one area, they're called the Ease. I'm thinking maybe there, just exploring around there and doing my business and trying to like get, for lack of better term, my hands on a fence. More way than one, I guess. Dear Christ.
Oh yeah, there's lots of possibilities for kind of getting that going. Oopsie.
Yeah. I feel like the East is gonna be somewhere I go a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, easily.
So probably there. And I would say, I don't necessarily know how I would find a fence, which I'm open to suggestion from anyone.
So I think this could count as a gather information role for a potential score.
Okay.
May I assist with that just to try and aid them at all, or?
I don't see why not.
Okay.
It.
Work.
And I will say I do have a connection probably there near Rix, the prostitute.
That's very true.
Sex worker.
Yeah.
Okay. So two things that maybe help make it less hard, and then someone to help aid and make the roll better. I'm liking how this roll is looking.
Okay.
Playing telephone right now.
Yeah. Which, if that's the case, what do I have to roll something for this, or?
I would say so. If you're like trying to gather some information about who a reliable fence would be.
All right. Since I am an individual of the night, could I roll consort?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I'm definitely using charm and other things I cannot say on Twitch ways of doing this.
Absolutely, yeah.
And your character's probably just out and about, also doing it in a probably not that way sort of way. A TV head.
Right. I'm
Unless
gonna
you
say
want to
maybe
assist with
I
those efforts.
no.
Some people are into that. That's all I'm saying. Anyway.
You're not
Yeah,
wrong.
no.
I was about to say, I figured TV head wouldn't want that. I
No,
feel
no,
like
no.
I know TV head well enough.
I do too,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I
yeah.
want to offer the opportunity.
Thank
We
you.
don't want to step all over people's
don't
decisions.
pigeonhole TV head into this. Like,
Yeah.
At least it's not Asher.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Asher would be. He's kind of a wet blanket when it comes to this kind of thing.
Yeah, I feel like Cillian would, out of the two, would be better at this anyways.
Yeah, he's at least better at parties.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think he's going to use. Can I use Prowl to subtly shadow and like schmooze around the people that they're schmoozing around and like point to people or like this person said this thing, sort of kind of trying to feed them info and aid them in finding someone who's on the sly and in the know.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I'll roll consort and TV head would roll prowl.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not even there. I'm not even their friend. I'm not even with them. Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Anything I should add to it? Position effect modifier?
No. Just whatever you've got.
Yeah. I'll just roll and then you'll see if you get a bonus or something. Wow, what?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so I don't help at all. I get distracted. You see Killian gets a drink in his hand at some point and he's just like, dude ghosts you. You're just like, oh great, yeah, he is great at parties. Fine, thanks.
God, ghosted again. God damn it. Okay, well.
Hey, there's a success.
Hey, there it is.
All right.
Getting nasty with it.
I couldn't think of anything.
That's
fucking
as apt as
hilarious.
ever. Yeah.
That's very, very good. Okay. So you do learn of a fence. Not a lot is known about him, like his real name, but he does go under the alias Needle.
Ooh, okay. Would I have connected with this guy already, or is it like I heard of him?
You heard of him during your extracurricular activities.
That's a great way to put it.
Maybe you just ask the right questions and one of your friends slips the word.
Even.
One of your clients even.
Companions.
Of course. So tells you about Needle. Needle is typically found at the docks. He kind of like Amancio. He doesn't like to stay in one place when he's doing his business. But for the most part, the docks is kind of where he likes to prowl around. The only real problem with that is that he is kind of already under the thumb of another.
Okay. One we've interacted with already, or someone else?
Somebody else.
Okay.
I think.
I'm figuring that out.
Yeah. No.
No. Okay.
So, Needle is kind of he's kind of under the thumb of the crows.
Oh no.
Who are the crows, if you could remind me?
The Crows, an old gang with new leadership, known for running illegal games of chance and extortion rackets.
Oh, it's not the ones I thought. Who are the ones that run Crow's Foot that are like the big dudes?
I think that's the Billhooks.
I think so. You might be right.
So the Crows. What level of organization is the Crows? After you check the Billhook.
The Crows are a tier 2 gang.
Okay.
Oh no,
So
you're
kinda
right.
like
You're
the-
right. It is crow's foot. The crows claim crow's foot as their turf. So
Okay.
the
and
entirety
they
of crow's
do-
foot is them.
Oh,
Would you say that they're probably over there a little bit more often than the docks, you say?
Yes,
Or still probably the docks?
but the crows typically, whenever they get their shit, they will take it to Needle, who is able to get it onto boats that are going to other parts of the world.
Okay, gotcha. Coolio. So now I know of him.
Yes,
But he's intertwined with the crows. And what do the crows do again? Like their jobs? You said extortion and what else?
Yeah, extortion
Gambling.
rackets. They also run illegal games of chance, and sometimes gambling.
Ooh.
Yes, sometimes when they're extortions, they come up with some nice items or whatever, and as it is, some of which are illegal. Needle is who they go to.
sorry. Excuse
And
me.
we have no connection to the crows yet, right?
I don't believe so. You guys do not have the crows on your radar.
I mean, that could also be a moment to get a partnership started with the crows, to be honest.
True.
So that's a huge opportunity, to just be honest.
But potentially with what you were saying earlier, Gil,
Mhm.
if we were to do things right, we could end up with one of those turfs like today, or is it a process that we
So
have to do?
for the most part, if you're nabbing turf, it means you're taking it from somebody else.
Oh, no kidding, really.
We should probably wait on that one.
So you're either taking somebody else's turf, and that could really go for any of the turf things under your on your little turf. Like the drug den could belong to somebody, the tavern could belong to somebody, or they could not, and they could just be like their own free acting thing.
Yeah.
However,
I
in
think
this
we need
case,
to-
the loyal fence, like I said, is already working for somebody else.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you have a couple
Which, I
avenues
mean-
that you could explore to get your loyal fence.
Right.
Yeah. I'd say definitely, and like I had mentioned, it could also be a good way to start connecting with the crows, since they seem like a pretty influential bunch. Kind of like who are we in the area of currently?
You guys are in 6 towers, which is no, it's not the Wraiths. The Wraiths are in night market.
Yeah. They run the
Um,
place that we hunt in, essentially.
Yeah. But
Okay.
all of Crowsfoot, including where you just were at the Red Sash Sword Academy, for the most part, is under the crows. I think
So we could have possibly pissed them off a little bit with that, huh?
you could have, but you were going after the Red Sashes, which is that is the one hold that they have in that entire block of the city.
So maybe
Oh, I
we
see.
did them a favor.
No. I don't know.
Okay.
Burning down their building does not sound like a favor.
No. Here's the thing.
Oh,
Burnt
let me
look at
fields
something real
burnt fields are fertile ground for new plants and opportunities.
Fair enough, I guess.
And crows love new plants. Let me tell you.
True, fair enough.
Caw, motherfucker.
Them Corvids be like that.
Yeah.
So, so the process of getting one of these new turfs,
Mhm.
it's not mechanical. You can't just spend a thing and get a thing, and it's
No.
not instant. You don't roll for it and then you get it. It's like an
whole
ongoing action.
war.
Yeah, it's its own score for the most part.
You do it by doing a score. You get it by
Yes.
doing a score.
Whatever
Okay.
it means you think
Yeah.
would work.
But yeah, like weakening another group's hold. Like, oh, okay, maybe maybe they're extorting all of the stores there, and so you start hitting their frighteners in the process, and maybe you start pointing, maybe you try to point the evidence at like a bigger group, and okay, now they're starting to get worried. You're weakening their hold, and then weakens movement. You're like, hey, look, we'll protect you. There are things we can do for you, while they're busy fighting the good fight against somebody else, and then you start kind
Yeah.
of building out from there.
Maybe we could.
Let's
feel
not
like
get too
it
deep
might-
into planning.
Yeah.
No, that's what I was saying. It's too deep in the planning, if anything. I want to get more stable before we do anything like that, personally. But we've done one gig. We should not be considering like getting land yet, like turf. Like a little ambitious.
Yeah.
So
I just thought maybe we did a gig for the crows. It'd be
I
like,
was about to
here,
say, I was
you have
curious.
use of our fence, but I don't know if it works like that.
I was curious if I could actually try to go to Needle, or do I not have enough information to find him?
you don't have enough information to find him. You just know who he
Okay.
is and where he's generally found.
Okay, he's like a potential point of interest, essentially.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So we'll put that on pause for the moment because there's a lot of things going on around that possibility. Doc Holly, is there anything that you would like to do for a character scene?
Are they muted?
Yeah.
Mopsy is muted, yes.
Maybe come back to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, maybe come back to them. I mean, I guess Cillian kind of just was there and then left because someone ghosted me.
I was gonna say it'd be kind of funny to have Asher do a scene for like he has his night job essentially that he does when he's not doing his thing.
Fair
I
enough.
could roleplay that if you
that
want.
job too. I just did it.
Yeah.
But he's also not here, so
Yeah. Depends on what you want. Depends on what you want, Gil.
Mopsy, are you here by chance? I don't know if anyone just directly said her name and she zoned out, so that's why I'm saying that.
Yeah.
Yes, she is here. Well, we asked you something. That's why. We were asking you if you wanted to do a character scene with Doc Holly of any
Oh
kind.
no, I'm fine.
Okay.
I am.
Fair enough.
I'm out of it.
All right. Okay, so you guys have one potential enterprise going on. Is there anything else anybody would like to potentially do?
Yeah, if I can't do a scene as Asher or Killian because I already went and did the thing over there, then yeah, I'm good.
I mean, can he do something with Killian? We never really confirmed that.
I mean, you can. I mean, I think that you and Ace going out like together for that. I think if you wanted to do your own special thing, you totally could.
Yeah, no, we'll just say that he ends up partying with a bunch of he gets distracted with drinking, which is our introduction to like Killian being like a bit of a drinker.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. All right.
So then we'll say that you guys are at your hideout. You guys are talking about finding that potential fence and what you could do to maybe either curry favor with the crows or take him from them entirely. I would say that maybe one night you would find a letter at your door.
Okay.
Well. Who is this from?
There's no name marked on the envelope.
How mysterious.
Is it just a letter and like an envelope?
Yeah.
Like, or is it like a package?
It's in an envelope. Yeah, it's just a...
Okay.
Well, I'll cut that open and reveal the contents.
You see, it's a very short letter, and it says, would you guys be interested in putting a ghost to rest? And it's signed by Amancio.
Ooh. Anybody know anything about I mean that's really,
TWB, typical warden behavior, right? Like,
I mean, I probably know something off the sleight of hand, but probably not with the ghost, considering I don't want to do that with my career, honestly. So probably not much.
well, I mean, how do you know if you haven't tried? I mean,
I'm not
we,
fucking a ghost.
that's not really what I meant, but good to know. You know, you have your limits. We all have our limits.
I feel like the dead is a lot of people's limits, but that's not the point. Let's pursue it.
It's been less than you would think in these times.
You're gonna have
However,
Ace have a disgusted face at that prospect. Like, just, ugh.
yeah, you know, it happens.
No, I forgot to mention, Ace here has a tail. So that's another thing. It's also pierced.
Very nice.
Yes.
Okay, and Killian, or is it Cillian? I actually didn't quite catch that.
He usually typically goes by Killian. His alias name during crime stuff is Hush.
Gotcha. Oh, we'll
And
go
mine's
with that. Hush.
Damaris, so
Excellent. So, I'm not sure how well our skill set will play into this sort of job, but I think we should probably meet with Amancio and
I mean, we can at
follow
least
up, see the detail. Yeah, hear out the detail.
Yeah, we can at least hear him out. I don't know anything about ghosts at all. But yeah, we could hear
what
him.
about you, Doc Holly? You know anything about ghosts? Mopsy?
Apparently not. So, yeah, I'm not. Ash was always the one coordinating how we actually met up with Amancio. I actually don't know how we ever did that, since we always meet in a different spot. I don't know if there's like a rotating cast of buildings or.
Would any of us know that information, Bill? Like Ace or Cillian by chance?
I think probably Cillian might know that.
Yeah, I think Cillian would know.
Yeah. He's like, oh yeah, it shouldn't be too hard to find him.
Well then, lead the way, not Asher.
Not Asher.
I thought it would be really funny just to be like, just basically the same guy.
Oh my fucking god.
Yes, definitely not Asher. Yeah, let's hear out the details, because I mean, if we merely need to steal or destroy a object that is anchoring a ghost to this life, I think we're well equipped for that.
But very good point.
If it's legitimate exorcism, we might have to grab a contractor of sorts.
Or it could be an assassination, I will remind you.
Could be that too. I'm really not picky.
Fair enough.
Fair. I mean, we can at least hear it out, I would say.
Yeah, let's
never
go.
know.
Let's go. Okay, Killian, why don't you go figure out
yeah,
how to
I was gonna say out of character, and so we go.
Yeah. And so we go to
It's
night
just
market.
like don't get a drink again, by the way. No partying for you.
So you guys find yourselves in night market. You're here in the Weave in a little back alley just off of it. That is where you
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, like right, like in between like these buildings.
Okay, cool.
And this is where you find Amancio this time. But Amancio is not alone.
Oh.
Next to Amancio, you see a spirit.
Oh,
Oh,
it was ghosts. Oh.
you brought it with you.
This ghost is very finely dressed. Or at least the clothes that it was in when they died were very, very nice, very clean, very well kept. And he is just kind of eyeing the four of you with a kind of a mixture of suspicion and maybe a dash of superiority.
I see.
And you see that the specter turns to Amancio and says, "These are the ones you called?" And Amancio says, "Trust me, I know they kind of look like a ragtag group, but they've done good work in the past, and I think that if anybody can do it, I think it's these."
Would Amancio know Aesir at this point?
I mean, his information's his whole deal. I'm sure he knows what's going
Right,
on.
yeah.
Has information, but like, have we ever talked?
I don't think you would have. Killian
Yeah.
possibly.
Yeah.
But he recognizes Deirdre and Holly and says, "Oh, I see there was a slight change of the guard. Yeah, Asher's not with you guys now. Neither is the sniper."
Yeah, but like we've got we've got not Asher here, and
Mancio, you know me.
this guy.
I mean, you know I'm good for jobs too.
Oh yes, Killian, of course. I thought it was you for a second, but Asher's not nearly as in good physical condition as you are. So I was kind of taken aback. It's good to see you again. And then he turns to Aesir and says, who do I have the pleasure of addressing?
Oh, you can refer. Do we use like first names with him? I mean, he knew Cillian's actually. Never mind.
Yeah.
Aesir, charmed to meet you. I'm one of Morrigan's contacts and a personal favorite, I'm sure. Very charmed to meet you. And Aesir reaches a hand out to shake it.
He returns the handshake and says, "Oh, okay, we're keeping it in the family. Very good. So this gentleman to my right here, this is Grant Hollingsworth. Grant is having a hard time, not only dealing with the fact that he's dead, but getting to the other side. I'm afraid his body wasn't discovered until 2 weeks after he'd been murdered, so he is stuck here. At least until he can get his hands on, what was it again, Grant?" And the specter steps forward and says, it is a brooch that was passed down from my family. I had gifted it to my wife shortly before she sent her someone killed me while I was gambling. And he kind of looks a little embarrassed when he says this.
Eee.
See, and you want this? You want this back?
At least out of that wretch's hands. It would do me much pleasure to know that she doesn't possess that anymore. If I had it, that would be fantastic. But also, I don't really have much use for it. As you see, I cannot wear it. But I think once it is out of her hands, I think that, and stays out of her hands, I think that would help me greatly.
All right, a little bit of ectoplasmatic spite. I can get behind that.
Seems like a very workable situation.
I'd say so.
I guess we'll try and get the details from him as far as the story of this thing, and as much as he's willing to provide over time of like where she live, where are we going, info on this person.
Yes. So my wife, Margaret Holmes, she is a notable heiress in her own right. You would be traveling to her villa in White Crown.
That's the rich people place, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, joy. I did not say that in character. That was outside of it.
Yes, and
Okay,
from what I've been able to gather, she seems to always be wearing that whenever there is a function that she hosts. She likes to host these parties where it's not even for anything like an organization or whatnot. It's more or less just so her and her friends can flaunt their money around. They hire urchins off the street and, you know, use them as like footstools and whatnot and have them dance for their enjoyment. It's I've always been against it, and I don't know, maybe it was my distaste, also mixed with the potential of me gambling a lot of our money away, that ultimately did me in.
What do you call it? At hearing that, I would imagine the two, like, people who grew up
Orphans?
orphaned on
Yeah.
the street, like, sort of are incensed a little and look at each other.
Yeah, I would say Aesir definitely pursed his lips. Well, like, you know, his mouth essentially out of clear, like, holding back an emotion. Like, very clearly, like, bit it down. He's
Well,
like,
that seems like a waste of urchins. I mean, Morrigan's always been able to get a lot more out of them than just simple, you know, back support and foot support.
Morrigan treats them like the children they deserve to be, I will remind you. It's better than
Exactly.
nothing.
Very high utility.
But regardless, if she is hosting one of these events, might be the best time to potentially get it from her. How you do so, I don't care. All I ask is that it be brought to me. That way I can see that it is out of her possession. And I will consider this good, and I will pass along the word of your good deed to the other spirits around who have yet to give in to their feral nature.
I you know, I was gonna say something and I forgot. I hate ADHD.
Well,
Oh, I do remember,
oh,
actually.
go.
I was gonna. Oh yeah, sorry. Aesir looks at the spirit and probably is just like, by chance, do you own this home or does she?
Well, I did own the home.
That's fair.
Fantastic.
Do you think it's permanently lost,
I
or
don't.
something you may want to retrieve in the future?
The brooch?
The house.
Honestly, at this point, I mean, I'm not going to do anything with it. And I have very hard-standing evidence that it was her who plotted my demise. So I could care less one way or the other.
All right.
I would love to
You go.
learn a little bit more about that evidence, how you acquired it. And I mean, if you're able to acquire that evidence of her misdeeds, perhaps you can acquire a few more bits of information that will facilitate our acquisition.
Well, I know that she had paid off some urchins to attack me while I was out on the... while I was in... what was that place called? The boats? The interconnected boats?
The canals?
The shanty town thing?
Oh, the Tangle.
Tanglewood?
Tangletown. Yeah. That's where I was gambling. I was also I was trying to be incognito, I guess, but I guess I stick out like a sore thumb around those parts. But yes, I had little to do once I had rose from my body, so I went around and I had actually found one of the letters that she had terrible hand. She had drafted a few of these to be given out, but it seems that she did contact some of these urchins and paid them a pretty decent sum to off me and throw my body into the canal. And it wasn't until much later after that when my bloated body rose to the surface.
Interesting. Very. All right. And perhaps you could, because this does sound like an intriguing proposition. Perhaps you'll be able to provide us with some details about the layout of your home, and since you have no use for it anymore, perhaps any other coin we help ourselves to, that won't be a problem, especially if we're stealing it from her. We don't want her spending your money after all.
Absolutely not. Whatever you can carry out of there is yours to keep for payment.
Excellent.
Nice.
One last thing, I guess. I'm assuming you don't care if she lives or dies in a worst case scenario.
In a worst case scenario, no. However, the spirit wardens have gotten a lot more, tight about how their response to things, and especially White Crown.
Yeah.
That's fair,
Their response time might not benefit you, should that be something that happens.
Not only does it bring more heat, but then hypothetically, if they don't do their job, now he's stuck with her forever. So I'm sure he doesn't want that.
Yeah.
I felt like we should ask that now before we accidentally
valid
kill her in
question
some
to
way, and then have to deal with that.
No, yeah.
Player.
I understand where he's coming from. I think that her living
Is the
wandering through the desolation of the life she previously flaunted would be the best case scenario.
I would agree, honestly. I think we could do this. It doesn't seem we could figure it out.
Yeah.
Amancio says, I know you guys, and I know you like to think things over before you agree. Ilian, I know you'll know where to find me once you guys have come to a decision.
Absolutely.
But I think I think we've stood in a dark corner for long enough. We'll make our leave. And Grant kind of does like a small bow to the four of you and says, I would be truly indebted if you could perform this task for me.
If you have time, well, if you're not doing anything later, I'd like to talk with you.
Oh yes, you'll see me around him. I won't be leaving this area for a bit.
Not Amancio, the ghost.
Oh, the ghost. Oh, yes. Just reach out and I'll find you.
You got
sure,
it.
Amancio can help us out with that. He seems like a quite resourceful guy.
Yeah, that's his whole thing.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Amancio. We'll discuss, do some planning, and I think this can work out favorably for everybody involved.
Amancio nods to you and then just kind of without another word walks past the four of you and back out into the streets of Night Market.
Does he have that pep in his step anymore?
No, that pep in his step is gone.
Girl can dream.
All right, so let's go back to the hideout.
Yes.
And you guys have a couple opportunities here.
Yeah.
I want to say when we get to the hideout, Aether, I'm just going to say really quickly, the reason why I asked about the property, by the way, is Morrigan Papa informed me of certain tendencies some of you have looking directly at Spark, and was like, I wanted to. I would rather us know it's okay to possibly, maybe, accidentally burn down a villa if it's in our favor or someone's favor, of course. But
very valid.
I think, and I agree. I'm very normally down for such a thing. Smoke in White Crown
It's horrible.
doesn't
yeah, I know.
work as the response time is way too quick.
Yeah.
They they actually give a shit about those buildings. So it would be a last resort.
Yeah.
I think. I've gotten my fill recently, so.
If only there was a way to make a building completely worthless without fire.
Well, I mean, you could do so. We could crack the foundations, but I don't know if I have the concussors for that. I can look into that.
Or we could ruin the carpets or something, Inconvenience her a bunch.
Just
Absolutely.
peeing everywhere. Get the entire choir to piss on the carpets.
Jeez.
I will say Aesir will say I am much more interested in this case, however, due to potential entanglement with the choir. We will have to see. And unfortunately, if any of those urchins were involved in the murder, Morrigan's gonna have a long word with them.
Yeah.
And they probably won't show up again for ever, honestly.
However, if there are any urchins there, I feel like a lot of them wouldn't mind having someone care about them.
Of course.
Out of character, thereby strengthening the choir.
Yeah.
Get some
having
little
Aesir there's because they definitely know Aesir at this point. Aesir's Morrigan's right hand.
So yeah, so you have that opportunity to steal back a valuable item from a ghost living spouse. And then you also have the prospect of nabbing that reliable fence.
I like the idea of nabbing this valuable thing and then potentially using that to be like, hey, got this really cool thing. Can we recruit you? Or see, that's the thing. It's like, is it mutually exclusive? Can they only work for one person at a time? Is that how
that
they
are
operate?
not quite sure.
Yeah.
The main thing that you know is that they're employed by the Crows. You don't know if they're a freelancer or if they strictly do business with them.
Yeah. So I feel like getting this trinket, and then getting maybe a little bit more juice, and then
especially at the place, we could definitely get some things we could sell to a fence. I know super rich home.
Yeah. And then
especially since we have a thief in our group. So
yeah.
Yeah, we've been given permission from beyond to take everything we can carry, and perhaps maybe everything a few more urchins, perhaps a few dozen urchins can carry. You want to make a place worthless? We take everything.
We get like 13 kids to steal a bunch of shit and bolt.
I'm talking furniture, carpets.
Well,
not just the rugs, the carpets too.
I don't trust a 13-year-old to steal a couch, so.
Yeah. Well, what you do is, they have whoever it is that they normally have, and I don't want to get into planning. I do
planning.
that.
I think we should do it.
Yeah,
it's my vote.
It sounds like we want to go rob a villa in White Clown. White Clown?
Yeah. Make no mistake.
Oh my God, me?
Hey, that's me. Oh, damn it. Ace beat me to it.
Bitch, I'm faster.
Now, make no mistake, this place is going to be buttoned up tight. It's in the rich neighborhood. This is going to be high profile. So, we have to be... I have to, insist here. I'm not my brother, but, we got to be under the radar on this one. Like you were saying, Deirdre, smoke in this place does not go together. Being very loud, that they're on everything really quickly.
All right.
High risk, high reward.
So do you guys want to take this ghost job?
Oh yeah.
Yes. That's my vote.
Operation Ghostbusters, let's go.
That's such a perfect name
Mopsy?
for it.
Yes.
How do you feel about taking the job for the ghost?
Well, as a medical professional in the career of science, I don't believe in ghosts. But I suppose pay is pay, so I guess I'll do it anyway.
I don't believe in ghosts. She was just in a room with a fucking ghost.
Yeah.
That's a hologram. What the fuck's a hologram?
Yeah.
All right.
I honestly think that's
Smoke and
kinda
mirrors,
funny,
smoke and mirrors, I say.
So we have a little bit of time before we hit our 11 o'clock mark.
though.
Do
Okay.
you guys want to call it here and we can do the planning and engagement stuff later, or do you want to do the planning and engagement stuff now and then we can start the score proper right at the jump next time?
I'd really rather call it here because I have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
That's very
That's
valid.
fair.
That's
Yeah,
very valid.
and quite frankly, yeah, I think we have. I think we'd have enough time to do the planning and the whole score next time.
Yeah.
Because like the reason that we had to cut it short last time, so we also had to do like introduction to the campaign and everything.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Right.
So we
It
can
was our
probably do
first
like the
score,
entire
so
thing. Yeah.
Jitters, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. That is perfectly fine with me. And so with that, we will end tonight's session.
nice.
Now we don't get a XP for the session. We only get XP for scores.
For scores, yes.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
But we'll count everything like that takes place, like as for part of the planning and you guys' information gathering will take place. Then we'll count that towards that.
Cool.
But yeah, so it looks like next time on part 3 of Strangers in Paradise, we're stealing shit for a ghost.
Hell yeah.
Hell
Revenge
yeah.
killing.
Next time I might be a Furby. Hooray, Furby!
God.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you again to my players for joining me. Thank you to the audience for joining us for part 2. We can go ahead and do our plug stuff now. Mopsy.
What? Sorry, I don't.
Plugs.
I'm not really on anywhere.
Mopsy
So-
doesn't exist.
Yeah, I'm just
fair.
fucking vibing, y'all.
Hell yeah, vibe away.
You're a hologram.
Like, I'm getting a VTuber model of a damn Furby, and I don't even stream. Like,
Whoa,
so, I mean,
amazing.
Yeah, all right, totally fine. Catfish.
Yeah, hi. I'm HighVoltageCatfish, also known as the writer James Tanasis on the internet, author of the Cyan Project and narrative director at Tearcell Game Studio, developers of Somnopathy, out on Steam now. You can find me at all the socials if you mouse over my name below the stream, where I recently announced a new project, Crossfaded, a comic made in collaboration with Forgotten FKR about a witch, 2 worlds, and a whole lot of weed. Keep an eye on that.
I didn't know that second part. What?
That's fantastic.
Amazing.
I'm so excited for that. Holy shit.
Amazing work.
Who's
All right,
next?
Ace.
Oh, hi. You can find me anywhere at StupidPunkThing. I will be streaming hopefully end of August, early September at the latest, just because my family is having a bunch of like schedule changes and I want to get like accustomed to that first before setting that up. But you can find me anywhere at StupidPunkThing. And you should join Project Open Table, not because I'm a member there, but because it's fun. Do it.
Yes.
There's the link. Come join us.
Yeah.
All right, and finally, TVHEADD.
Remember, kids, buy local, steal corporate.
Very good. Yes, next weekend is definitely Wizards. We're gonna see how well my players can fake being a wizard so they can get a good paying wizard job. It's gonna be chaotic, it's gonna be nutty, it's gonna be fun. So come by for that. We got part 13 of The Ring of Auroran on the 17th. And then on the 24th, we'll have a Kids on Bikes one-shot. And then on the 31st is a community night here in Project Open Table. If you're already in there, please go to the announcements channel and vote for what you would like the community night to be. And if you're not in Project Open Table, well, I just dropped the link. Go do that. for now, we are going to kick it over to the other another founder of Project Open Table. We're going to go to Undead Commander, who is currently running episode 10 of their Blood Hunt series.
Yay!
Very excited. Go give them all the love, and I will see you guys next time. Have a great night.
Bye.
Night.
Bye.
Bye, ugly people.
Don't say that.
Mopsy!
What?
Don't call the viewers ugly. Bad.
All right.
Ugly type of